Is began. I have
Okay,
pizza. I'm good to go.
Famous. Oh shit! I just got a ring.
Stream has
A ring
began.
cam. Stream has began is the most boring beginning of the stream. Okay, sure. Let me on this since everyone seems to be in here. Do 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 do.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for this, Sean.
Those two people aren't ready, but I am.
Okay, we'll wait for him.
I'm not ready for it.
Are you ready for Freddy?
No one's ever ready for Freddy.
Ho 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 ho. Let's see.
Stop that toe!
Okay. Actually hurts my lips or annoys them.
What were we doing at the...
We're going to the guild so I can learn card magic and become a duel master.
No, I mean,
True, they were.
why am I so damaged?
Because we were running around.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, I remember now.
Berg and I were like,
What?
No, I just remember what happened, and I said your name instead of Sean's. Yeah, Sean, apparently Berg went insane during the break and attacked everybody.
Yeah.
And Tamnia was trying to tell him to quit and kept healing himself, and it was, it didn't work.
I only hit you once, by the way.
Bullshit.
No, it's true.
It is true.
You had to use your special ability, didn't you?
I did. I hit you with everything I got. Just want to see what happened.
Okay.
Oh shit!
He hit me after putting plus 54 in the modifier.
They killed
That
him.
was
All right. So,
true
what
power
was my
bullshit.
wounds at? What was I
I think.
completely clear?
I'm pretty sure you were mostly clear, yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
healed up
care.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, that's
people
not.
in the
No, that's not technically
temple.
true. But I'm pretty sure you're in the clear, so I wouldn't mind if you just healed up to 0.
Because I had like seriously six hit points left. Like I got on and I saw that and I was sitting here like, what happened?
I'm gonna die.
What did I do?
You were murdered on your way out of the thing. By Shanoa.
What?
Bullshit.
What's Snow doing?
Hey,
Murdering.
Interesting.
okay.
Pretty sure I would whoop her ass.
Please.
Please whoop your ass? Okay.
You wish.
Ass whoopery. Do, 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 do.
Let's see what Jan is
Okay.
up to.
Jan?
John, whatever his name was.
Mr.
Oh,
Frew.
John. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, Jan.
Jan.
Jan. He is the yawning of things. Okay. So, I'm gonna open up the Shitty to Great Melica map. Bop-a-doop, bop-a-deep, ba-da-boop. Okay. So, you guys, when we last left off, you guys were staying, or rather you weren't staying, you had entered the castle. Everyone listened to Lion as he had a speech with the Duke and his advisors, because everybody else decided that they had no noble status and would rather not talk to anyone, and would just rather be quiet and listen. As they should, the
Like
peasants.
good peons.
Anyways, Lion ends up concluding that he does not want to be a knight, and his whole line of character building has been destroyed.
I just don't know anything about this guy, other than he's a freaking duke of this county area.
And he's also the liege lord of your uncle.
Yes,
But
that's
yes.
it.
But that's fine. So what you guys end up doing is you had also led a. You may want to close the message of the day. I forgot to update it. You had also met a strange man named Lear Olathian. He met you at the gates while everybody was gathered for the announcements. It turns out that he needed to get into the throne room, and so he did. with your help, of course. And as you guys were leaving, he had his audience with the Duke and the court. And basically, he informed them that the Adventurers Guild that he belonged to would not be able to assist in bolstering the infantry or performing any duties for the kingdom outside of those that were collected normally at the Adventurers Guild. This infuriated the Duke, and Dower quickly stepped in and allowed and accepted the liaison's declining of this request. As he left, you guys mentioned that you were going to follow him and head back to the guild with him, and after a little bit of banter and small talk, you were supposed to arrive.
But
you all died in a mysterious thing. Anyways, today is the 14th. Just to make sure, let me check my numbers. Oh shit, it's sleeting throughout most of the day.
Oh man.
Fuck.
What the fuck is with this weather, man?
Oh, you realize... hold on. Let me get this out here. Do I even have the Tirr map in here? I do.
Oh, you broke AJ's computer?
Let me know when you see that.
I see it.
That's it.
I say it.
What's the purple?
Everyone sees it? The purple, the dead marshes. Look. You are right here.
That I don't see.
You don't see the arrow?
No. Oh, no, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. You are right there. Okay? Now, the equatorial line in this world would be right about over here. You are quite a ways above it. And while this area does enjoy a nice little bit of summer every now and then, it still gets a lot of cold, especially since a lot of it is exposed to the open air and the ocean above it. So a lot of air comes cooling down from there. That said, you're also in the early spring. So there's still a lot of leftover winter weather. So anyways, you guys walk outside. Lear puts on his cloak and he bids you to follow him, since you guys expressed interest in heading to the guild with him. And he leads you through many winding streets, probably having a bit of fun with you every now and then as you ask about things going through the city, or if you just decide to be very quiet, creepy people and just follow him without any commentary at all, he'll probably just kind of shrug it off and let you continue on to the guild. Do you have any questions to ask you while he's walking? Ask him while he's walking. Perhaps you'd like to get a lay of the land.
I would ask him if his guild is okay and not like the bad guild that
he would turn and look at you and tapping his one of his fingers to his chin and kind of rubbing the stubble on it. He'd say, I don't know what you mean. As far as I know, we're the only guild located here in Great Melica.
Talking about the one in Vesta.
The infamous trading guild. Yes, I would say that we are much better than they are. That is an unfortunate situation over in Padstow, as you might imagine. Sharing his portrait, he kind of rubs the tip of one of his ears and says, yes, the Padstow Trading Guild is quite the unfortunate, very, very unhappy place. I've had a few run-ins with them, you see. You may notice that one of his ears is a little bit nipped. Much lower than the other one.
Hey, damn it, I was going to say that.
He got nipped.
I had a mouthful of pizza. God damn it.
He says, they don't take kindly to my kind, neither many others. But the point is that they are not the standard by which you should be judging your guilds. They are a criminal enterprise, one that gets by skirting the letter of the law, not its spirit. And they serve no one but their own selves.
Oh. Yeah, they seem like really nasty people. I kind of, I'm still getting used to cities and guilds and such, so...
Yes, were it that the Duke did not have his hands full with the war, he would possibly do something about it. That said, that town is run by Carney Fogg, its mayor, and the aristocracy in the town is behind him. It would be very difficult for the Duke to move against it.
I probably will later. Sorry.
What?
My mom stepped in.
Oh, gotcha. But that is something for the future to behold. Perhaps one day, Carnifog will be deposed. Perhaps the Traders Guild will be abolished. Perhaps the Duke will be able to garner some support amongst the aristocracy in the town, and there will be something done about it. But for now, it reigns supreme, and all I can say is that you should avoid them unless you have reason to encounter them.
Yeah, we've already ran.
Very unfortunate. So,
It was.
he's walking at a very leisurely pace. He's not trying to get anywhere very quickly. It would take you guys about an hour to get to the Adventurers Guild. As you're passing through the many streets, he ends up taking you over to the square with the tavern where you saved the man from the runaway cart. And also, then he takes you down through the main street past the bathhouse that you all seem to favor. Outside of when you have money and you decide to splurge on the rich man's bathhouse.
I'm not going there anymore. It's very rude. He didn't let Dee Dee in.
Plus, they
That was a dog.
had a problem with me washing my freaking armor in their water.
Why would you want to bathe with a dog?
Because she got in the dirty water too. She deserves a bath.
I'm with Shanoa on this. Sounds like your problem, not mine.
Baths were most cleansing.
Lear just seems to kind of like be walking. You don't see it, but he seems to be has a big grin on his face as he listens in. But as you guys keep walking, he ends up eventually taking you to what is a very large building. It almost looks to be 3 stories tall, which is exceptional for this particular location. Most of the places are small little hovels, especially because you're getting closer to the inner city. It almost rivals some of the greater temples. And on the front of it, you see what looks to be a very large, very immaculate emblem of what appears to be a star behind a white bird of some kind. And underneath that, you see a very large sign that says Brighthawks Adventuring Guild. He turns to you and he says, "Welcome, friends. This is the Brighthawks Adventuring Hall. It is the guild at which I am employed. Let's step inside, shall we? Or do you have any questions?"
No, let's go in, I guess.
I do, but
So
not about your guild.
Again? I may have forgotten that since last session.
Everybody wanted to go with him.
Okay.
Well, Damien wanted to go with them to find out more about being a tarot mage.
Which meant that Lion had to go with him. Which meant that I had to go with him. And then you were like, meh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought y'all were also looking for jobs and other options.
Yeah.
possibly.
Because y'all weren't all about going to Heidel. You said, let's hang out for a day.
Well,
Well, I mean, that was because I wanted to get my stuff done.
Yeah. So, I have one question. Nothing about your guild, however.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to know of any bandits around here that would prey on those like us going towards the slums?
Bandits. Unfortunately, not
Oh, yes,
none of any
them.
specific information. There are a lot of unfortunate criminal groups, as it were, in this particular locale. The war, the poverty, and the plague tends to inspire that, unfortunately. That said, as for any particular ones, as far as I last knew, they were somewhere about the sewers, if it's the same group. But then again, I had heard that they hadn't been too active lately. I had assumed they had been killed off by the sewer beasts.
oh, they were pretty active, all right.
Yeah, they hit
Well, I
us
mean,
on
we
our
were
way
down
to
there.
the sewers
We
to
didn't
deal
see-
with the...
We didn't see them, so I...
They took a particular bush knife from me. See any thieves with a bush knife? Let me know.
Well, if I happen to see one, I may reclaim it and perhaps barter it back to you. But I would perhaps look into an information broker or someone who can help you with that issue.
Mine just raises his eyebrow at this.
He shrugs his shoulders and says, "I have to make money somehow. Odd jobs are the best way to do so."
I've been
More
singing.
than likely, he'll take offense and try to kill you.
Well,
No,
he's
he hasn't
welcome to
called me
try.
a bastard yet, unlike some people.
Literally-
Anyways,
Literally
not my
brush the
fault you
dust
can't
off
take a
of
joke.
Literally brushes the dust off of his shoulder and say, "Well, he is welcome to try, as is his right. However, I believe the guards would frown upon attacking someone in the middle of the town, and as I have a large group of people behind me, it perhaps would not be the greatest of actions to take. But I'm a person who entrusts my fate entirely into the hands of the cards. So, who knows?"
No,
That
it's
said-
just messing around.
story for another day,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yes, you're
Let's
right.
continue.
He opens the door, and you're privy to a great large hall. Let me actually get this map up here.
That poor mountain on the bottom right looks so sad.
What, on the world map or something?
Yeah, look
On
at
the
this.
city map?
Yeah, look at the sad face on the world map.
Oh, yeah.
I closed the world map, so not really sure what you're talking about.
I'm so sad. My lonely mountain.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. Okay. So,
Huh.
Oh god, it's gonna kill my PC again.
Oh no, there's a dragon.
this one might. It is a large mountain.
God, this. Just zoomed out.
The
There's shit
dragon
everywhere.
turned into us.
As you wander in, you see quite a few different faces. Just lots of people just almost seem to pop up out of nowhere as you enter the room. And of course, they are actually popping up out of nowhere because I'm now placing them down because I forgot to do this ahead of time because I was busy doing other things. But that's okay.
That's okay. The map's still loading.
Pretend they were
So you have
always
time.
there. Yeah, even better.
Ignore the man behind the curtain. Whoa!
Loading. Dragon! Kill it!
Have fun.
Come on. You might be able to get to the next level quicker. You know you want to do that, AJ.
And the big or, we would all die and have to start back over at level 1.
You're no fun.
I mean, we wouldn't all die because, it would just be you. The rest of us would leave.
You are a bunch of dicks.
Wait, we don't know that girl.
I was talking to AJ, but
What are you talking about? I never said anything about attacking. No, we're over there.
that is the joke. Oh my god.
Assholes. All of you.
Yep. Know this.
I need new friends.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Just find more asshole.
Why would I want more assholes?
You can poop more, silly.
Giant princess!
They're not that much bigger than you, it's just that it's weird trying to get them to center on things.
I know, it's just funny. It was like, rah, you Nate Chuck.
That's because the default size is small.
Can't wait for level 11.
That's gonna be a couple years from now.
I know. So that's when I get my first level of Fell Knight. Hopefully.
I guess I should do this.
Nope.
Person here looks like a princess that fell over but has a man face. Like it looks like
That poor
Luigi in a
woman.
dress reaching out. Like, I know it's not.
My internet.
but just at a glance. Yeah, funny.
Nary.
Oh, I got grid.
That's a good start.
Yeah, map.
It's the map,
Anti-digs.
it's the map, it's the map.
The map, it's the map, it's the map.
Suddenly
it's
it's
the
a
map.
bug alien! He's got a gun!
I kill it with my gun.
You don't has gun. Oh shit!
I
Fantasy
will when
Rose
I take
died.
it from him.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas.
Whoa, hey, wee, whoa.
I my me my.
Good boy, morning. Yay, I'm the last one that can't see it. Yeah, poopy. Yeah, poopy. You don't say.
I do say.
Good day, sir.
Never say.
It's a fish. No. Oh, like a blue fish with like a tail.
As long as it's not a cart.
Holy shit, I can say it.
Oh man.
That's magnificent.
It's magic.
It's magnificent.
Magic.
Seriously, this is pretty awesome.
Loud.
This is the inspiration, guys. No, of course it was operas.
You got greedy. You want it even better, Toot.
You can all see the map. Ooh.
I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map.
AJ, let us know once your wheels has stopped exploding.
I think it's more of an implosion, but okay. Okay. Good. Hello?
Hi.
Aye.
Oh, okay. For a minute there, I was starting to think the friggin' internet screwed itself.
No, it's okay. So, as you guys enter into the guild, you're immediately assaulted with all number of colors and new sights and a wide variety of different types of people just from every walk of life. Walk in, and the first thing you notice is that you're in this great grand hall. Clearly, the entrance is meant to be a reception hall of some sorts. You see not only people who look like they're fairly well off, like these nobles, but you also see common folk, like this woman, also freely associating with them. People who look like they're definitely arcane in some way. Speaking with another man over there who, despite what he looks like very fine clothes, is actually decked out in what looks to be minor adventuring gear, like a backpack and a small sword. You see a great table in front of you that has any manner of items laying upon it, and there seems to be a small, tiny person with ears and a bandana reviewing some writing on a book. To the left, you see a very large bulletin board that seems to have attracted 3 warriors, including a goblin of some sort. It clearly, and even in the back, you see what looks to be a few orcs, seemingly speaking with a man of modest garb. It definitely seems to be what you would expect from a guild hall. It's a very large, bustling place. It could serve more people, but you notice a few little bits of wear and tear on the sides. It's definitely got a little ways to go. As you're looking about, Lear walks in and turns around and says, and here it is, the Bright Hawks Adventuring Guild. Quite the place, if I do say so myself. It's rather newly established, and we only just acquired the building from well, there's no real nice way to say it, but they were unfortunately a rather corrupt cult, as you can tell from the statues. Should you look to either side, you'll see very large statues that seem to be dedicated to 2 central figures. They don't really seem to have any real notable aspects to them. You can't really get anything amazing off of them. But basically, he's indicating that this was the site of a small order of heretical. It was a small heresy, not heresy in the old feudal meaning. We didn't burn people over heresies. There just means they are not orthodox in their belief. But as you can see, we are much hard at work in converting it over to a functioning guild hall, and if I do say so myself, we have done quite a bit. Now, you may make yourself at home. You will be, if you try to partake in any of the items here, any of the services, you'll probably be charged as you're not a guild member. You can be if you would like. You'll have to pay an entrance fee. It's 25 gold pieces, but they will supply you with free room and board, free food, stabling, anything you'd like while you're in the city, and you can also take jobs for us. That said, let me go and check in with the guild leader just momentarily. I do have to report to him in order to share the outcome of our altercation back at the castle. Please excuse me. He says.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, he says this, and he very hurriedly walks off, and you see him make a direct line towards a group of people who seem to be sitting in the back on a few pews, and next to them is a rather tall, purple-skinned person. She seems to have a nice head of hair that almost seems like it's made of feathers. As he walks by the table, you see the small plucky person, kind of look up and start waving. And he pauses just with her for just a moment, and she indicates over to the alcove where the people are standing, and he moves over there. As he moves over there, you notice one of the people in the back stands up and looks over to him, and they begin speaking. What?
Oh, one of the characters you have over there is a character I'm using in Diablo's campaign.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. He's got
that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh god, Azorian.
I know this guy is much more powerful.
Probably.
I am sad now.
Probably much smarter, too.
Well, they took very different professions, so...
It has nothing to do with how... my Orions retarded.
Have to be so cruel. God.
Made them, dude.
So, anyways, for the moment, you're kind of left to your own devices. As you look around the guild hall, provided you do, of course, you notice quite a few little different exits and entrances and such that seem to go to different locations. Over on this side of the room, on the right side, you seem to see something that just has a very kind of makeshift sign that says lab. On the back, you see what looks to be a small exit that seems to go somewhere. You're not quite sure what that's for. And over to your left, you see what looks to be another little door that has right above it mess hall. This is assuming you can't see any of the other rooms, of course. And right now, you were standing in the middle of this hall, listening to other people talk.
25 gold pieces, that's I mean, I've got a bunch. That seems kind of like not that much to get in on this, right? And I guess it's, I don't know what else they do, but...
Are you interested in it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like basically they'd have things for us to do, right? And then, like, we can make more money and go see stuff. Oh, it's like what we've been doing, right? Except that they would pay us.
I don't know, Lion, is that what they would do? No, you wouldn't know either. Yep. Let's see if Berg would know. Would Berg know?
No, it's probably gonna know.
You know, it might know. Roll a knowledge local.
Sure. 1 second.
I got a pretty good idea that they might do some things and some stuff.
Would you recommend it?
I'm not sure if I would or would not recommend it, though. I'd consider it.
Uh-oh.
So it turns out they murder people everywhere.
Well, then, yes, I recommend it.
They would not pay you anything. It's a slave service.
This I do not recommend. Uh-oh.
What?
I went to hit backspace because I accidentally put a 4 in the chat box here, but it was still on the browser window and took me back.
Out of curiosity,
I'm sorry, did you ask something else?
I was gonna ask, would my character know if there's any other guilds in the city?
Well, you haven't seen one. He said there is not one, and to your knowledge, you don't know that there's one either.
Okay. Well, it isn't quite standard to pay, I guess, up front to join the guild, although...
No, that is standard.
Oh, that is standard?
No, what I was saying is they don't, I'll just go ahead and say it again. They don't, typically, as far as Shanoa knows, guilds don't often, adventurers guilds don't operate in the way you guys seem to think. They don't do this thing where they directly hand you duties and tell you to go do them. Rather, the benefit of being in a guild is people bring the guild duties, and you have first pick of them, and plus you have free room and board at that guild hall and any safe houses they might have. And also, there is a hidden benefit that Shanoa did not get, and I'm not going to tell you until someone else does.
Well,
could be fun. Not much else to do in this town. Other than run around for thieves that probably have left long by now.
There's also the war.
The war.
Oh, that little thing.
Wars are never fun.
Those people
never changed.
Never said it would be fun.
All they do is complain and moan. Probably aren't even doing anything about it.
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of zoomed in and I didn't see everybody's movement lines.
No, well, oops.
Indian's looking at this board here and see if it's got, what's it got on it?
So you
Thank you for purchasing Dungeon Elements by Dungeon Arts.
Don't read it. I don't actually have a bulletin board token, so I just kind of hastily made one together by a bed frame and something that looked like it had words on it. Yeah, I improvise. Fuck. But anyways, so you walk up here to this bulletin board and you start reading over it. You see a large number of... Oh, hey. See.
Anyone asking about giant ant queen heads?
We don't have any.
What did we do with the last one?
We turned it in, and then we got attacked and left the city.
I ate them.
Anyone asking about goblin shaman heads? Or staffs?
We don't have that either. We never got
but
it.
we can go back there and get it.
So there seems to be quite a few... there seems to be quite a few little items here on the bulletin board. Quite a few indeed. Large numbers of what look to be little papers that have been somehow staked onto the board for all to see. You see some things that look fairly amazing. Like one even seems like it wants you to go and steal a dragon's egg, and it's being requested by one of the local alchemists and wizards of this town.
That sounds suicidal.
Yeah, it might be suicidal, but this group of adventurers seem to be very, very excited about it. This goblin over here is kind of going, I don't think this is such a good idea. And the other ones are like, shut up, Snaggle.
If his name's actually Snaggle, I think Chanel will have a tough time not laughing out loud.
Okay, they don't care. But as you look, as you look at the bulletin board, you see quite a few things, but one actually stands out to you. One actually says it's looking for a party of adventurers to go and investigate the issues at a small rural village called Heidel. And it actually seems to have, when one of you guys actually sits there and looks at it, it seems to indicate that it was signed by a Commander Dower. You also see a few other ones that are of note. One indicates that there's a small cave on the outset on the road going towards Kalcheth that seems to indicate that a small host of unfortunate creatures has somehow taken up residence in it, and it needs to be cleared out. There's also another one indicating that cult attacks have been occurring in a town close to Ardglass, which is much south, way past Hugh even. So,
I would be curious if the date on the cave one it coincides with the date that the goblins left the other place.
No, this one looks like it's a couple of days old. The goblins only just left a couple of days ago. They wouldn't have time to settle down and do something.
Oh, okay. They could be a little more specific on that cave one, huh? Like, I wonder what's in there.
We can always ask around.
One of the people in front of you kind of just turns and says, "Well, I imagine if they didn't need help, they would have already kind of gone in there and taken care of it themselves. Anyone who's gone in there is probably already dead. That's why they need a little extra steel, right, boys?" Thumps his fucking halberd on the ground. Yeah. They're all rednecks.
I guess that makes sense.
So as they get done, they all kind of go, all right, we've got our mission, boys. They seem to reach up and take one of the papers from the board. We're off to the mountains to the north. No. We're off to the mountains to the north, guys. Come on. Get on the road, Snaggle.
Here, I was trying to get out of his way.
Out of my way, kid.
I was trying to.
It's called Excuse Me.
Who even are you?
I'm an NPC.
That means you're expendable.
It does. I wish there was like a group rotation tool. There's a group movement tool. There's not a group rotation tool.
Ah, well.
Anyways, they just kind of like go straight through the fucking pond outside and leave.
You went through the pond.
As you walk over to the table there, Tamian, you see the small, what looks to be, you're not even sure who this is. They almost look to be androgynous to a certain extent. But they look up at you with like little blue eyes and a little green bandana on their head, and it seems to squeak in a tiny little voice and says, "Oh, hi. Are you trying to, is there something I can do for you?"
I don't know. I'm just kind of looking around. Lear, brought us here, kind of, and he's doing something at the moment, but he said we could look around and stuff.
Oh, yeah, Lear, that joker. Yeah, he actually came back from Castle Dower just a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like a literal second ago, or a figurative second ago?
He shouts back across the hall to you. Not quite just a second ago.
Yeah, I guess Tamian would be kind of thinking, like, oh, well, I was just kind of looking around. He said you have to like register, I guess, with 25 gold ones, right?
Gold pieces, yeah. So I mean, are you looking to join the Brighthawks or something? If so, I can probably get an audience with the guildmaster. She looks over her shoulder, and now by me betraying myself and saying she a lot, you probably understand that it is a female. But anyway, she looks over her shoulder and looks over to the group, and they seem to be very, very, talking about something very, very seriously.
That one over there.
Yep.
Okay.
She says, I can probably get you in with the guildmaster, and he can explain some things, but that may be a little bit difficult. They have a lot of stuff going on right now with the war and everything. But suffice to say, joining the guild, it would be like 25 gold sovereigns for your entry fee. Once that's done, you just have to pay a monthly due. It would be, let's see, what would you say your, Not sure. I would need to know your rank, really, but depending on your rank and your position in the guild, you probably have to pay. You'd have a monthly due to pay. Don't worry though. As long as you're not too high up there, it doesn't really cost you too much.
Well, I mean, a month's a long time to get things done anyway, I guess. So it could be worthwhile.
Yeah, even I pay mine, and I don't have to worry about nothing.
Oh yeah. What do you? I guess do you actually go out and things like that, or are you more like just in-house sort of stuff, I guess?
Well, she kind of looks over a little bit and says, well, I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And as she says that, she actually kind of extends her hand a little bit, and a little dagger comes out into it. Just kind of illustrate her point. I'm a person who can do quite a few things, but, sometimes I like the downtime of sitting here and handling the records, as they were.
Oh, yeah.
My name's Peony. Yours?
Tamian.
Oh, neat.
Yep.
Yeah, you're one of them half braids, right? The cowries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't see many of them these days. A lot of them end up getting caught up there in Padstow. It's an unfortunate situation. They don't tend to like Lionel as much as I would think.
Yeah, I don't like that whole area. I mean, I kind of I met some nice people, but it seemed really bad.
While you're speaking, she just kind of seemingly turns away from you and looks up to Berg as he walks up and says, "Wow, you're a big one! Wow, wow!"
Damien's like,
he would smirk a bit and nod.
That's Berg.
The book has been thrown.
That makes me laugh. Wow!
Wow!
Yeah!
Loser.
She literally at this point, she literally stands up in her chair, and you kind of notice that she's about half the size of a normal person. Even you, Tamien. She's much smaller than you.
Well, Tamien's pretty tall.
And she just kind of looks up, and her ears wobble a little bit as she does, because they're so big for her fucking head. And she's just like, "Wow, you really are. Are you a giant?"
You'd call me a halfling, half giant.
Whoa, that's amazing. I haven't even seen one of those I haven't seen one.
Huh. We tend to kind of shy away from cities like this most often.
You have the look of a mountain man, she says, being very blunt with her words.
Do I look like a forest man?
Well, you're wearing a lot of forest stuff. So I assume so. That guy over there, though, he doesn't look like he belongs with you two at all.
You look like a green-hatted person.
That's my hat.
This guy back here, the samurai guy, even though I think it's supposed to be a goatee, it makes him look like one of the guys from Planet of the Apes.
Where's the samurai guy?
I don't know what he's got, like plate mail on his wrist. He looks like he's warming his one hand at the fire to her left. Huh? Yeah. The one in the blue behind him. But his goatee makes it look like his mouth sticks out further.
That's not a samurai. That's a wizard.
He looks like Planet of the Apes guy. And then Wario behind him.
It's a me. Anyways, as you guys are talking, she kind of settles back down and says, "All right. Well, that's amazing that all you guys have been traveling around. I imagine it's not very often we get so many people come in at once. Were you guys all looking to join up or something, or are you just waiting on Lear?
I don't know. I mean, he was gonna show me some things, I guess, and but I'll probably think about it. I mean, so what all does it do? I mean, basically, we get to stay here. We get to take jobs off the board there. It looks like the guys were doing there before they left.
Yep, that's about it, really. I mean, you get a lot of good stuff. I mean, there's free room and board. We got a whole barracks upstairs. We got the kitchen over there. A lot of food in it. And, we got some decent chefs. Well, we got 2 chefs, but they cook good. And while the whole place still needs a little bit of work to get done, and there's not actually a whole lot of us in here who are actual guild members. I mean, you can count us on a couple of sets of hands, really. But we're getting there. We're really building up very quickly. Plus, we have a few safe houses here and there. Thalian's done a really good job of kind of managing our resources so far, despite being kind of a whelp himself, really.
So I heard that you're not going to be engaged in the war, correct?
Oh no, we might be engaged in the war. We're just not doing it for free, and we're not joining up in the rank and file for it. The thing is, we're not mercenaries, but we do a lot of adventuring work, and sometimes that involves us getting into bad business with whoever happens to not like us doing that work.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, we don't have any plans of fighting back against Great Milica, because Great Milica's been good to us. But at the same time, we're not planning to enlist and put on the armor and join the army either.
So, Damien, if you want to join, more power to you, but I'm going to have to be fighting in the war. So.
Oh. Well, I mean, one thing is, they don't like me in the city and stuff by myself. If I was part of the Brighthawks, would they maybe not feel that way? I mean, I guess maybe you wouldn't know, but
well, I can't say much for anyone else's prejudice, but if nothing else, if they didn't like that, we could definitely help out with that. I mean, if you ever need someone to help you out in the city, I mean, the Brighthawks have your back. And she looks over to Lion and says, "Well, that's up to you, but it's not like we would keep you from joining the war if you really wanted to. Membership and fighting for your country are kind of different things."
Yeah, Lion, you could do both, and then when you're not here, I could go buy things, even if you're somewhere else.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, honestly, I mean, as long as you meet our recs and you can do some work if you have to, and you pay your dues, I don't think Thalian really cares what you do."
Wow.
Yes, but I don't think I don't think it would be pertinent to try to split my focus time.
If you say so. Well, anyways, if you guys are done, or if you have any more questions, let me know. But I'm gonna go see if Lear's done.
Oh yeah.
She kind of hops down off of her chair, and as she hops down, you notice there's a little box in the chair that kind of helps keep her up at the table level. And she kind of wanders over to Lear. You also notice that as she's wandering off, she is about the size of a small child.
She's very small.
Wow, she's very tiny.
Do you know what race she is, or?
You can make a nature check.
I can make an educated guess.
Nature's my deal. Yeah, you're know it. Oops, shit.
Well,
Pretty sure I know what.
Well, the thing is, she's not exactly any race that you've seen before, so it's a little strange. Anyway, Shanoa and Tamian, you both did very well. You notice that she has a lot of traits of halflings, but she also has some elven traits.
She's a pixie.
Imagine she may be some kind of freaky twist between the two.
Half elf, half elfling.
Elfling.
Oh,
yeah.
Elfling.
Half elf.
An elfling.
A halfling elf.
An
Elfling. Elfling. That sounds good.
Elfling.
But yeah, she looks to be basically what you would consider an elfling. She's very tiny. She's almost like one of your Keebler elves in a way, except she's not an old man making cookies.
Right.
She's
No,
she's not a Tolkien elf. She's a more of a traditional elf.
Willy Wonka.
No, like
he
she's
sent
got,
his little helper.
Alright.
Willy Wonka didn't have elves.
So she walks over to Lear, and she kind of tugs on his coat a little bit, because he's always wearing it. And he looks over to her, and you notice a little bunch of eyes suddenly come over to her, and they all start talking a little bit. And Lear seems to hold up his hand and kind of indicate this room on the side over here to her. And she gives a very, 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 very exaggerated nod, and she kind of comes scampering back. Oh, but she's not going to go there. I'm going to walk over here. All right. Lear says it's going to kind of be a while, but he said to take you to the mess hall and let you get all filled up and stuff in the meantime. You guys can follow me if you'd like.
That's the smartest thing anyone said all day.
And she indicates to just come over here. She'll push open the door.
Food.
Yes, we follow.
And she won't actually sit, but she'll kind of indicate for you guys to take a seat here at this table.
I'm glad they haven't kicked the dog out yet.
Well, they're an adventuring guild, and they don't really care about dogs. Okay. Especially if they're necessary for people to do stuff.
Okay, the guy has a lute. From far away, it blended in and looked like he was doing the, giving you the finger while putting a fist in the crook of the elbow thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, crap, I was moving John's character, apparently.
Thanks. How's it here?
I like how someone put the dog at the fucking table for some reason.
That's true. She should probably be sitting next to me. If
wow, Lion's gonna sit next to shit.
She doesn't have a sit. She's gonna sit here. Again.
I like.
So Peony kind of comes over here and she lets you guys sit in. She says, "Don't give me just a second. I'll tell the shelves to kind of give you a pass for today."
Oh, thank you.
And she kind of goes into the kitchen and starts speaking. And briefly you see the door open and there's this large green burly man just kind of standing there, and they seem to talk for a bit. And while you're in here, you notice, another really interesting sight. You see quite a large amount of tables, lots of chairs. There's a large boar's head, bigger than any of you, even, just sitting up there on the wall in the corner. There's a person sitting there dancing. They seem to be fairly good at it, and there just seem to be a few people here and there, different places. You notice a few people going back and forth between the kitchen. They seem to be carrying serving trays.
Someone left their open book.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's that open book is that guy who's sitting there playing on the fiddle there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, after a little bit of time, let's say you give it about a few minutes, because she has to sit there and clear everything. Peony will come back and she'll say, "All right, the chef should have something coming up to you in just a little bit. It's not anything super fancy, but it should keep you really heavily nourished, and you'll like it because it's got lots of meat."
Oh. Well, that sounds great. Thank you, Peony.
All right, I'm going to go back to my post. I'm going to make sure no one comes in and wants some stuff.
Right.
But if you need anything, you know where to find me.
All right, bye.
Bye. And she goes and scampers
thank
off.
you.
And she goes and scampers off, does her thing, murders 50 people on the way because she's actually quite the adept fighter. Wow. And surely enough, after a little bit of time, you guys are sitting there, and one of the people comes out of here again, and she comes up to your table and says, "Oh, hey, were you guys the guys who were looking for Lear, right?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, okay. I don't know if you noticed, but a little woman who had shown you in kind of came and told us you were to be treated for the day. So, here." And she ends up passing out little soup bowls. It's a very, very heavy meaty stew, and along with that, she kind of gives you all a very generic brand of a bottle of almost like a fruity cider type thing. For those of you who have drank before, it does have a little bit of alcohol content.
Yeah.
Basically, they didn't know what you wanted, and they weren't going to give you a choice in the matter. So they just gave you something very generic that would work for everybody. And the kids.
All right.
Drink up, Damien.
You guys can consider yourselves fed for the day. As well. And you guys get down to eating. It's actually very amazingly good food for being just what is essentially beef stew. They clearly have a great number of people who are very, very interested in this and are very, very happy with everything that's going down for the guild. So, very strange that they have such good food. Maybe it's because they are inspiring that much loyalty in their members. Anyways, after a little while, we'll say in about 30 more minutes, while you guys are sitting there eating and having a good time, talking over your dinner. I say your dinner, but your midday brunch. You'll notice something. The door will swing open, and Lear will walk in. And he'll kind of look around. He'll kind of look around the room briefly. He'll even turn towards the dancer, who is still dancing, and he'll kind of give her a nice nod and what appears to be a greeting of some sort, and she'll return it and continue her dancing. That is oddly rotational for some reason. Anyways. He'll kind of notice you guys and come sit down. And as he pulls out his chair and sits, he'll say, "Ah, there you are. Sorry about that. As you can understand, I had to relay some important matters to the guild. It's my duty as the liaison, you understand."
Of course.
Of course.
I understand.
As he continues eating his soup.
He looks over to you as you're eating that soup, Liam. And he kind of smirks a bit and says, "Oh, he only couldn't convince you to join the guild, but you're more than happy to have the soup, I see. It hasn't done any better, has it?"
I don't know, but if the food's like this, I might just join.
I like you, friend. That's a very good attitude to have. Anyways. He sits down, and he kind of rummages through his pockets a little bit, as almost if he's searching for something. He says, "Ah, yes, we have matters to attend to." And he produces something from his hand, from his pockets. No, sorry, not his hand. He's a magician. He's not that kind of magician. And it looks to be a small bag of sorts. And he tosses it over to Tanian.
Ow! I don't know. I just pictured it hit me in the face.
So he tosses it over to the table. And he says, "And that, my friend, is for you. I've consulted my cards quite thoroughly, just to make sure of what I was about to do. As you understand, I am a man who places a lot of faith in the threads of fate that bind us all together. And they seem to be very, very interested in you."
Really?
Yes, of course.
Your PC.
Why they told you?
The cards never tell anyone anything, but they can provide clues.
Oh. Well, he will definitely he kind of says that while he's picking up and opening it in curiosity and stuff.
As you open the bag, he actually says one more thing. He says, and mind you, some of that is for everyone.
Oh.
As you open it, you're suddenly presented with a large number of golden coins. A nice little bag filled. There is about 100 golden coins in there. And he says, "This, my friends, is for your assistance in that other matter at the gate. It was very helpful. It was very appreciated. And regardless of how our ways might part today, I want you to know we do appreciate it."
I think he's trying to make us go into join.
I know, right?
He's like,
exactly how much we need for each one of us.
Oh, that was actually coincidental, but... He's paying you for a profit. And that was the day. This is the tale of Tamian from the forest. He's a liar so swift in every city.
Tamian will now start putting ranks into bluff.
Gold. Yeah. I need more words there, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Tamian were like, "Oh, well, that's, it was no problem. I mean, I'm glad it worked out." And, he was...
And as you start going through the gold, and I assume probably divvying it up between people, you know, in which case everybody can just add 25 gold pieces to their inventory. You actually notice something underneath it. Underneath that gold is a small, square, kind of rectangular box that is very, very, very closed. And the reason I'm emphasizing that it's closed is that when you try to open it, it doesn't really... by the way, Sean, you received a message on your thing that was "Hi?" from a Ronald Mack.
Oh.
But as you try to open the box, you'll find that it is rather sealed. It simply does not open. It will not open. It's very difficult. And he says that actually is a present for later. When the time comes, it will open, and you will know how to open it.
Pick it up and smash it on the ground.
The cards always show us a way.
Okay. Well, it's
on the
very
other hand,
nice box.
Of course. And on the other hand, there's this other box, and he actually produces another box in his hand and hands it to you, sliding across the table. A small purple box that is just, when you open it, it opens rather easily. It seems to be filled to the brim with tarot cards.
These are like the other ones.
Yep, he points at them and he says, "Those are not quite like our cards, like your magician or my fool. Those are mundane. They are what you use to consult the cards in your life on daily matters, on many other things. You would not use these to attack your opponent, but rather to entertain your allies, or perhaps to consult them for any number of things that you might need to do. They're very good at telling us exactly what fate has in store, provided you know how to read the signs."
Well, that's pretty neat. So you pull them out and read them, or he's a little confused by the whole thing still, but he's looking at him.
He'll kind of like take out his own set of cards and say, "Well, it's probably better to show you. Each card has a very specific meaning, you see, and it's important that you recognize and remember them. Let me open this up. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. 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 Let me know when you see that.
Got big ass squares.
Yeah.
I see it.
Oh
It's
shit!
a table.
It froze everything.
Yours too, huh?
Yep. Up, up, and we're back. Maybe. What happens if I try and move the window? Okay. Alright, I think we're good. Yes.
Oops. Didn't realize there was a check mark.
My shit's still not responding. Continue without me.
Would you... Well, if you wouldn't mind, Jeff, while we're waiting on him to sync back up, how easy would you say it is to add house rules, house classes and stuff in Fantasy Grounds? Oh. You're already answering. Never mind. Verily.
Oh, no. No one can see the map yet. Or one person can see the map yet.
I think we're just waiting on AJ.
Yeah.
Continue on without me. It is being retarded.
Okay.
Oh, okay, there we go. It's working now.
Okay. And he looks over to Berg and says, let's use this gentleman as an example. He looks like he has an interesting past to discover, possibly an interesting future to behold. And he starts laying out a few cards on the table, just like almost like he's just setting up as a deck and then sliding them off the top and laying 3 down on the table in a row. And he says, as you see, young one, the cards have different meanings for each individual card, and the position of the card also matters. For example, an upright card is typically a very, very, very good fortune, whereas the upside down ones are typically indicative of a bad thing occurring, a bad omen, if you would. For example, he says as he places one of them up down, and he turns it up over, and it appears to be upside down. He looks to Berg and says, "Oh, the Hierophant. I see. You were affected quite dearly in the past by some order of religion or religious mockery. You must have suffered terribly for this. But what did it do to you in the present?"
Would kind of pique Berg's interest. He'd kind of lift an eyebrow and uncross his arms to watch.
He places it on another card, and this one appears face up. It's death. Ah, death. Death is a card that does not necessarily symbolize actual death for mortals, although it can. Rather, death is a card that indicates something dying and another thing being born anew. It indicates change. Your past that was affected by this terrible incident with religion and what have you, seems to have caused a drastic change in your life and set you on a much different path than possibly what you may have been. Perhaps that is why you're a bounty hunter now, are you not?
I am.
But then we all wonder what lies in store for us, don't we? I wonder where this path is taking you. The cards will tell us if we're patient, and if we care to learn. Do you, Berg?
Wait, I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, that is a question. He's asking you if you want to know what's in store for your future.
Yeah, let's see how far your party trick goes.
Okay. My party trick is a good thing, and it can also be a terrible thing.
Berg, he lifted a very big, heavy thing.
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors.
Easy, David Copperfield.
He
I saw the Masked Magician.
He sits there and chuckles at you, and he kind of rests his head on his fist, just almost as if he's very amused with your disbelief of his art. And he places another card on the table, this one face down. And he says, "Very well. We'll see what's in store for you." And he picks it back up and flips it over. Well, if I can type correctly, he will flip it over. And his eyes seem to go wide. Not wide, but he clearly shows a bit of concern. His visage seems to soften and grow more serious, and he goes, "Oh, well, isn't that unfortunate?"
Oops. Sorry, I was trying to zoom in.
He looks to you and says, "My apologies, Berg. Looks like this path is leading you to quite the unfortunate place." He points at it and says, "The devil. The devil is a card that is very sinister. It's not something that you would like to see appear in your fortune. Granted, all cards can have, how would you say, good things and bad things about them, but the devil is unfortunate in most of them. It indicates something terrible is about to happen. Or rather, not the same thing as the tower, which does indicate something terrible." He looks at it and says, "The devil is often a sign of betrayal. It is not quite as similar as the Hanged Man, which indicates immediate betrayal for reasons that are ideological, or some level of persecution, this usually indicates that whatever you have joined yourself with will doom you. It is not a good card to have. Is there a road that you're on, Berg, that is leading to your ruin?
Slowly glances over at Lion.
Well, he does drink a lot.
Yes. Well, the cards are never specific. What this means is that the road you're on, the forces that surround it, they are conspiring against you. There is a negative power that is working to corrupt path you're on, and may very well likely corrupt you in the future. Were you truly meant to be a bounty hunter because of this? He says, as he points to the Hierophant that's upside down. Perhaps you can continue your life as it is and break through these negative forces that are affecting you. But that remains to be seen. Not many people do. He says, as he picks all the cards back up and reshuffles them.
Well, that was interesting, if a little concerning.
Keep in mind that the cards, again, are never specific. They can have many different answers. They can mean many different things, but typically speaking, they have a theme, and it means something. There is something that is pushing him down the path that he's on right now. Some obsession, some negative entity that is conspiring to ruin him. Well, he looks up as Berg kind of walks off and says, "Oh, did that startle you or upset you? It was not my intent.
I just need a drink.
You were just given a drink."
I need another drink. I don't know if that's like a. I don't know if that's like a counter there. I guess that's a wall. I guess I need to go.
That's a wall.
Where do I
go? You could probably just ask one of the barmaids. He goes, "Yes, sir. What do you need?"
That's a huge
I
bitch.
Smack her.
Yeah,
that's a huge bitch.
There you go. She's
Suddenly, Berg falls in love with a giant bar wench. Finally,
She's humongous and brings me alcohol.
Yeah.
She's perfect. Bring me your strongest ale.
She goes, well, I mean, and she kind of looks over to Lear, and Lear just kind of shrugs and nods his head a little bit. And she says, very well, I'll do that just for you. Would you like me to bring it to your table?
Please, ma'am.
Very well. And she goes and disappears into the room over there, and starts working on getting you some ale, so to speak.
Berg's gonna sit away from that guy now. He's kind of freaked out a bit.
So in this little deck of cards he's handed me, does it have like just the main ones like those three, or is it like all the different ones like in the tarot card list, like the 4 and 5 and ace and 6, and like how does that work? I've never really figured that out yet.
I'm sorry?
Like in this when he's doing the tarot card reading, right? Does it involve the 4s and the 5s and the 6s and the suits?
If you're asking him that, he will reply with, "It can. It doesn't always, but it can." You see, there are many different types of readings. The minor arcana don't have as much of an effect on the life of individuals as the major arcana do. And honestly, people like the pretty pictures.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if those ones were also in the deck that I was looking through. That's all. So, but I got you now. So you'd be like, oh, well, that's so these ones you don't use as much, but the big one.
It depends on the type of reading you're making. I personally prefer the major arcana, and again, it's one of the more recognizable forms.
Well, it definitely seemed pretty interesting, and maybe even useful.
Oh, it is. It is. And so he starts shuffling his cards a little bit, keeping them in his hand, giving him a few turns here and there as he's cutting the deck and stuff. And he looks over and he says, anyways, not that, noting Berg's reluctance to sit across from him anymore, he goes, that sort of business is out of the way. I have heard that you all are considering going to Heidel. In fact, I was in the room when you proposed it to the Duke. So, how is that going to go? Is that where you're planning to head next?
Yes.
You know, there is a job for the guild that's also interested in that.
I did not.
Oh, yes, it's on the bulletin board out there. No one's taken it just yet. There's some spooky information coming out of Heidel at the moment. Some interest, some manner of undead talk. I'm not quite certain about it ourselves, and we haven't had anyone return. Mostly because no one of our guild members have gone, and the people who come in as freeform adventurers have not managed to return and report for their rewards. It could be that some terrible thing is happening.
Yeah. I guess they probably went by themselves, right? Is that why it was a men? Or...
There was at least one-man party, but there were a few that had a few in them. So, and then to be fair, while we do use a positioning system based on the skill of the of the adventurer involved, and some of them were known for their contributions, they were not particularly unskilled, at least not all of them. It is quite concerning. There may be something there that is more than anyone could handle. Anyways, as you guys are talking, you notice something interesting. Or rather, you don't really notice. It kind of gets right up in your face. Someone enters the room and immediately beelines for your table.
Yeah, we should have come here and I can pay.
Purple lady.
Purple lady, you've been down too long in the midnight sea.
The grape juice.
Oh yeah! She comes to the door.
You see this person. Again, killing AJ's computer today.
Aye. It's a nice Dow. Looks like a Dow anyway.
It could be a Dow. A Dow is honestly just a categorical weapon, just like a katana is.
Actually looks like a lot like the, yeah, I'll call
it. It looks like he's reluctantly fighting someone who walked in on her while she was waiting for her nails to dry. So she's got her hand out like,
bitch,
these
please.
need to dry. Yeah, like, bitch. Are you seriously going to make me stab you while these are drying?
Bitch, are you serious?
Anyways, she kind of looks down and she seems to have a very serious demeanor about her, just like you see in that picture. And she kind of gives each of you like a glance, as if she's eyeing you up a little bit to kind of get an indication for your capabilities and such. And she finally turns to Lear and says, "We have trouble, Lear." He kind of leans back and says, "Oh, you're coming to find me when there's trouble. That's interesting, Celeste." He says, "Cut it out. We need to go. Thalion is requesting our presence." But I just sat down and I just had a nice pheasant go on its way out here. Come. And he stands and says, "Okay. Gentlemen, if you will, please, I am going to go see what is up. There appears to be quite the commotion occurring, especially if Bewley is coming to find me. I will make my way back here in a little time, if you care to wait for me. If not, well, safe travels."
Okay. I'll probably be here, I think. We'll probably wait.
Yeah. Lear starts walking towards the door, and you can tell he seems to be very unhappy with being called back for some reason. But he is quite understanding the serious nature of the issue. And he disappears out the door somewhere. You're not sure where he goes. In fact, while you guys aren't necessarily on that map, you would notice that if you happen to peek outside at any point in time, that none of those people you saw in that alcove are there anymore.
They disappeared.
Celeste turns to start walking after him, and after a moment she kind of looks back at you guys and says, She doesn't really say anything. She just seems to give you all a very quiet stare. She gives off this air of being a very reserved, very distrustful, but extremely disciplined person.
I just nod at her.
She's sizing us up.
She does not return your nod in any form or fashion. She just continues walking.
Bitch.
I look forward to the day when I'm strong enough to force her to return that nod.
Suddenly, Shinoa dies in a hailstorm of sword.
I scoot away while she gets killed by a storm of swords.
I still look at my tankard of AO with a look of concern upon his face.
Ha! You informed me of her weakness. I don't know what her weakness is.
Somehow or another, Dee has procured a little bit of meat and is eating it.
I
give it to
need
her.
rust
There you go.
monsters. All the rust monsters.
So you guys are sitting at this table for a little bit, and apparently you're all very, very shocked and in awe of what happened to Berg, because none of you have spoken. By the way, this is going to be a lengthy wait. It will be something in the order of hours before you see Lear again.
The Berg, how you doing over there?
Don't worry about me. I just, kind of got something on my mind.
Well, he did say that it may not be as straightforward as he made it sound like at first, so, it's probably going to be alright.
He said it's not straightforward, not that it's not true.
Yeah.
Berg kind of reaches a hand out, puts his hand on Tamien's shoulder. He's like, not only the future boy, just, my dark and secret past. Just,
that begs repeating this thing.
It begs breaking AJ's computer just one more time.
Yeah, it does.
Grounds.exe is not responding.
I can't hear you over my dark and secret past. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you over my tragic past. I didn't exactly say that. We just brought back memories best forgotten.
Oh, yeah.
Anything we could help you with?
You could fetch me another ale.
Funny. I mean, it's not funny, Berg. It's just, because I can't really remember anything past a couple years ago. Like, opposite.
It's not the same, Damien. Shut up. Check your fucking force privilege.
Check your memory privilege. Why do we have yin-yang balls?
They're not yin dogs, they're potatoes and chicken.
I forgot. I should send my parents a message letting them know.
I stepped out for a bit.
Oh, your parents, where are they from, Shinoa?
Here and there. They were mercenaries, so we moved around a lot.
Seems we have more. Well, never mind. That's not true. I won't say that.
Is that where you got your reverie for Bicor there? From traveling a lot? That's what he's kind of about, right?
That is exactly what the Great Bicor is about. Traveling from...
I'm getting it.
God damn it, cat! Stop biting my cord!
Bicor is not about cord biting.
Exactly.
So it's starting to get a little bit late.
And Shinoa goes off on how Bicor is great.
You guys have been...
If it wasn't for Bicor, we wouldn't have so many of the great visages and places. You wouldn't be able to enjoy the truly great trips that you've taken since now. I mean, truly.
Red Feather's ghost appears.
Caw, bitches!
So let me ask you this, Shinoa: Do you celebrate Bicor?
And like out of character, more specifically, like, God damn it, cat! Stop that!
More specifically, God damn it, cat! Stop that!
Not the bees.
Not that be. God. My honey.
There's a giant bee.
What the
I
fuck?
celebrate. Oh no!
It's a bee.
The bees. The bees. No.
He's taking my stew.
mortal enemy.
Alright. Well,
Well,
about that war.
provided you guys sit around for a little bit, it has been about 3 or 4 hours now.
I asked you no one question. Did you celebrate Bicore?
Yeah, God damn it.
You think she'd be all over that shit?
It's because she knows it's a loaded question.
After a little bit of time, Lear will suddenly appear around the corner and come back. Joking, he doesn't appear around the corner, he just goes back.
Appear.
And he'll say, sorry about that, gentlemen. We had quite of an issue somewhere upstairs. It appears that someone has broken into the guild's treasury. So we'll be handling that, and I was required to head upstairs.
Maybe it's your
and try to make
bandits,
sense of it.
Lion.
Perhaps it was. However, this is an internal guild affair, so I can't really offer for anyone to really help us out with this one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Joking. No, he's joking. He didn't say that, but he says yes. We're currently investigating. Not too much was stolen, but a weapon did go missing. A very, very peculiar weapon. We've not known it to have any real use. It's honestly quite dull, quite ancient even. But it seems to have piqued the interest of our thieving friend.
Obviously, it's the most powerful weapon made in existence, then.
Perhaps, or perhaps it has some kind of archaeological value. Surely there are people who consider that value higher than others. In any case, we are handling it. I was just required to come forward and provide my own reasonings for anything that may have occurred and happened, and it was quite serious. In any case, it is getting quite late. It's about 4:30, if I might. It's in about the 4th hour. But if you would like, you're more than welcome to stay the night tonight. You're my guest, and I included with Dalian. He is very, very happy that you were able to assist us, and in fact, he's the one who insisted that you be given those funds.
Oh, that's definitely nice of him.
Yes, yes. Yes, and as it would be, there is a barracks upstairs around the corner. I'm sure you'll find it if you look. In the meantime, I am going to attend to some of my guild duties and head there myself in a bit to con some people out of their money with some gambling. If you would like to stay around the guild for the day, you're more than welcome. If you would like to partake in our bulletin board and any other services, I have instructed the staff to treat you as one of our own. Although, tomorrow, I have not gotten clearance to allow that to continue. In any case, find me if you need me, and enjoy your stay for the night.
Berg
Okay,
give the smallest nod of a bow.
Hey, he looks over to Berg and he says, cheer up. I appreciate your manners and your, ability to take your fortune with a bit of salt, but you must not let it worry you. The forces that are conspiring your life can be stopped and they can be fought. But if you allow them to dominate you so early on, surely your journey will be imperiled.
Damien, just out of curiosity, out of character, they didn't have like little instructions or anything with them, right?
No,
Okay.
it's assumed that you're going to be studying them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm just like, how would I study like their meanings if they're just like drawings?
Well, you would say, the meanings themselves come from a long line of tradition. If you come with me, I can at least teach you a little bit as I perform my own duties. As the liaison, I am tasked with mostly assisting people at the front desk and performing a few other duties between members of the guild. And at this point, I'm going to say that basically you guys kind of split up for the night. And you have free time of about 4 hours until you go to sleep that your character can spend doing whatever they want to do. Damien, if you go with Lear, he will give you a partial knowledge in how tarot is interpreted and such things, or maybe he'll give you a basic knowledge in it. Okay. Is anyone else interested in doing anything during that time? 4 hours.
4 hours.
Didn't someone like... Oh, I ordered something to be made. That's right.
Being a psychic warrior and now having the Psy Crystal thing, he knows what's necessary to make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I guess he would set off about town to see if he could find enough Psy Crystal to make it, since he doesn't know the Lion has it.
Well, actually, you would.
Yeah, he was there when you grabbed it.
You were there when all that
You were one of the people that.
Picked it apart, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, in that
I
case,
didn't know that he kept it.
well, I just didn't remember what happened. I'm sorry.
I literally have 1 pound of mundane crystal online at this moment.
In fact, what happens is, Berg, as you're sitting there and you're like, I'm going to go see if I can do something, you notice something interesting. You suddenly feel this sharp, not painful, but very, very alerting pinprick of a feeling that hits the side of your head. And, Lion, you start feeling something moving on your back.
Ah!
What the fuck?
At this point, Lear's gone. Probably
I
so
would
is Damien.
Yeah.
Damien is somewhere else.
He should come too.
So is Day-Day.
So, I stand up and I'm like, Shinoa, Berg, is there anything on my back? And I turn around
Shinoa
and
also feels this.
Oh, Shinoa does?
Yeah, Shinoa would feel this too. She's also psionic.
Wait, what am I feeling?
You're feeling basically a almost kind of pinprick feeling on the side of your head, in your mind, basically, in the direction of where Lion is. And Lion feels something moving on his back almost.
So I stand up and I say, Shinoa, Berg, do I have anything on my back? And I turn around and show him my back.
Does he have anything on his back?
Give it.
He doesn't have anything on his back, but you do notice something. Well, he has a backpack on his back. But you do notice something, or rather, he doesn't even have a backpack. He has a makeshift backpack that's kind of slung over his shoulder, a haversack. You notice in the haversack, however, there's a small, almost glowing sense of it. It's very bright, and then it starts to fade out a little bit.
Given that Shinoa, if this is where I think it's going, has done this already, which you know what's going on.
Not by looking at the bag.
By
Lion,
the feeling, I mean.
it looks like your backpack is glowing. Did you put something in there?
I take my backpack off and I look through it to see if there's anything glowing.
You look through the bag and you find you don't really you find your sword that was glowing. I think was it a glowing sword? No, the buckler.
No, it was a buckler.
The buckler is glowing, but next to the buckler you find a small chunk of your psionic crystal seems to be refracting some of the light, and it seems to be vibrating a little bit.
Are y'all talking about this buckler or this crystal that seems to be vibrating? Is it vibrating? That's disturbing.
I don't know. Do you pick it up?
Yes.
As soon as you pick it up, the thing actually like kind of leaps out of your hand and falls on the table. It seems to be just kind of. It seems to be kind of like it's moving on some kind of response to something. Let's see.
You know about this crystal. What's going on?
Huh? Okay. Tribor, Shinoa, Berg, both of you suddenly hear something in your mind. Something is communicating with you across the void. Link to the past reference. Sahara is communicating with you from across the void. But anyways, you hear this. You don't really hear it. It's hard to describe because you're feeling this. You're experiencing it with your brain. It's almost as if someone is plugging imagery into your minds. As if you're seeing memories that aren't yours. But they're not memories. They're impulses. They're instincts. They're very wild feelings. And both of you seem to be almost completely drawn to this little chunk of psionic crystal. Berg, especially, you get little images of just a very, very, very powerful force. It wants to. You kind of feel these urges to rage about and just destroy things and break things. It's almost as if you feel something is kind of like just kind of putting that feeling in you. No, you're also kind of feeling that, but both of you kind of recognize this as a sort of artificial feeling. It's not yours. They're not genuine to you. There's something else. Something is doing this. And as you keep feeling these things, you constantly, your eyes dart towards that crystal every single time you feel it. The crystal itself is vibrating a bit. And the vibrating is getting very far between each other. The interval is definitely slowing down, almost as if it's dying down in time.
And just for role-playing reference, Shanoa and I both know each other as psionic sensitive. You know, we know that's what we're.
You've seen her do things that are clearly psionic, yes. So that's what you're asking.
Shanoa, are you feeling this as well? Like,
hold on, let's go back to the room.
Sure.
What? Go back to the other room.
Yeah, we're in the main room again.
Yep.
Oh.
You're not telepathic. Unfortunately, something else is being telepathic with you.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you'd be like, Shanoa, are you feeling this too?
I assume so.
Lion, for what it's worth, you're sitting here like looking at the two of them, and they seem to be very intently focused on this little chunk of crystal that seems to be laying on the table. It's it's vibrating very lightly, but the vibrations are going in a manner of intervals, and the intervals getting wider and wider and wider.
Out of sheer curiosity, I'm going to take out my psi crystal and kind of have its self-propulsion thing, and kind of just have it move towards the crystal, kind of see what might happen.
The psi crystal gets out, and it kind of walks over to the other crystal. And
they both shatter.
It creates a black hole.
It's a crystal. 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 It's a crystal.
All right, stop that.
Stopping.
Silence! I kill you. Silence! I kill you.
Quiet.
Aren't you glad you got one of these now, Berg?
Doesn't have one.
I don't have one. Mine will be different.
I know.
Alright,
This will be like, we should shoot it.
hit it with a hammer! Somebody!
Hit it. We should leap up onto that building over there, and then jump down on them from above.
Is there would there be like a Psycraft check or something to know what this is? Like, know what's going on and what I can do with this thing?
Knowledge psionics.
Okay.
I want to do that.
And you would also, this is assuming that you can actually make the check. Without any kind of supplement, you would kind of be at a disadvantage because there's things going on here that you can't necessarily just see and know about. You would have to have some kind of clue to it happening.
Okay, well I know it's affecting only our minds. So would that give me any kind of bonus? You know, since I did ask, hey, are you feeling this too? Is this...
So you can assume that it's something that's specific to psionics, but how much does that really tell you?
Well, let's find out.
You've narrowed it down to one of the many great forces in this world.
Ball.
Psionics.
Berg, you're kind of just like, well, it's psychic. And so it probably would look at you in disdain. Well, you also, however, you're not making a lot of heads and tails of this. It almost seems that there's some kind of entity, a psionic entity, kind of inhabiting this jewel. Or this crystal. But as for what that
assuming I haven't heard of this before.
No, I mean, it's something that, appears every now and then in some text. It's very unlikely to happen. There are psionic entities that exist completely as psionic individuals, that they're basically the power of a mind that has somehow transcended time. from the imagery that you guys are seeing, the impulses that you're getting, you can tell this is a very violent one, but it really doesn't have the means to do a whole lot. It's just kind of trapped in this psionic rock.
Such an angry little rock.
It is an angry little rock. This is where Berg picks it up and says, "I'm going to name you George, and I'm going to carry you in my backpack."
Alright, he would, Berg would just reach out towards it and see if anything changes. Like, not touch it yet, just reach out.
As you reach out to touch it, you almost kind of feel like it kind of seems to be. How to say this? I should do this way. As you reach out towards the crystal, nothing really happens. I mean, it almost seems to kind of vibrate a little bit more, and in doing so, it kind of seems to move slightly towards you a little bit. Not quite as drastic as this is going to appear.
Berg's gonna pick it up.
Okay. You go to them.
I guess I was wondering, since Shanoa has a psi crystal, if she had to have gone through something similar, maybe she would have been like, "Hey, this is what's happening." But I guess maybe it was made differently.
Berg, as soon as you pick up the crystal, you feel almost as if there's something trying to communicate with you, something that's trying to draw your psionic power toward it. But it's clearly very weak, very, very, very faint, almost as if it's dying. It can't hope to actually take your psionic power.
Can't hope to take my psionic power.
Berg is sitting here holding this crystal.
Out of curiosity.
Okay.
And this is outside of character. Since Shanoa has one, did she have not gone through something similar? It could be like, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Or this is what you need to do."
Not necessarily. Hers is not. Her. The reason this is happening is not the same. Is not because it's a psi crystal. It's because of something else.
Black magic.
For the record, not all chunks of crystal that end up becoming psi crystals act this way. It is something specific to this chunk of psi crystal, or this chunk of crystal.
I don't know what to do.
Lion sits there looking at him like, the hell?
What the fuck is going on? Like, I think I know what's supposed to be happening, but I don't think Berg knows what to do. I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Well, what would Berg do if he was presented with a small, dying psionic kitten of a rock?
Smash it.
Smash it.
Get telepathic with it. I don't know.
The thing is, I don't really get that until I have it. I don't have the link until it exists, at least from what I'm reading. So... Let me see.
Well, while Berg is sitting here having a conundrum, assuming he gets that under control, Lion, what will you be doing for the night?
Finding a backpack.
They sell backpacks in the market for the standard price. You could also inquire at the guild shop, but you're technically not a guild member. Guild shop? Yes, they have one of those. I mean, you're being taught all kinds of interesting things.
Yeah.
I also see that there is a stables.
Well, they did say you would get free room and board, free food, and stabling.
I'm going to take time to do that.
You know what? I'm gonna leave them to whatever the fuck they're doing.
Like
Mind rocks.
Staring at things. He's like, okay, whatever. Having fun with your rocks. You run up to the bulletin board, and you see Tamnian following Lear around somewhere, and they go upstairs and do stuff.
Ew.
The upstairs is actually not quite as bedroomy as you might think.
Oh.
And then you pass up the bulletin board, and you go up to the table, and Peony seems to be sitting there, like, writing in her book. He goes, oh, hey, it's the guy who looks to be really, really, really prone to falling in sewers. I'm sorry, that was...
Yeah.
Just look like you have a couple of pockmarks on your armor there. Don't worry, we've all been there. Well, I haven't, but I'm sure somebody has.
Anyways, besides the sewers, what all would entail of joining?
Now, you would pay us some money, and then we would give you your guild membership. And then you would continue to pay us money every month. Not a whole lot. It mostly depends on your position. Like, right now, Man, I wish old Resnick was here. He could tell us exactly what position you'd be. He's really fancy with the armor and the swords and stuff, too, you know? But I would imagine you'd probably be somewhere around an entrant or something, you know. Not too high up there, but, you know, not exactly the bottom rung either. In that case, I would imagine your monthly due would be something like... like 15 gold pieces. So the entry fee would be basically 25 gold pieces. You pay that this month, or well, you pay it upon entry, and then every month you pay 15 gold pieces. And in return, we would kind of help you out. You would have free reign in the guild hall here, access to all of our services, free food, free board, free stabling, you know, access to any safe houses we have among the country. You know, you'd have first crack at any of those requests over there, she says. She points to the board. And then she goes, but also, we have a secret benefit.
I imagine I'd have to join to learn this.
No, you just have to ask about it. She says she smiles a bit.
I guess you know it.
Then what's the secret benefit?
Yeah. Okay.
The secret benefit is, get this, you're joining a guild of adventurers. That means that when you go out on adventures, we know where you're going. Meaning, if you happen to get in trouble and you don't come back for a couple days, we'll actually come looking for you. Isn't that swell?
Actually does kind of sound swell.
I mean, we might ask for like some recompensation, because we'd be dispatching a large force of people out to search for you, search parties and all that. But it's better than dying, right?
Do assistance.
That would be undue. If you were like stuck in a cage somewhere, get away from me! I'll escape on my own.
I got this. Seriously, I have no idea what Berg would do. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing.
Smash it.
Then maybe you need to understand your character a little bit more. Get in touch with the inner Berg. Also, in the interest of maybe speeding that little thing up a bit and helping you decide, maybe you can understand that what you're trying to do in the near future is related to the things you just finished doing like a day ago. Not in game, I mean OOC. But
I know that, but
yeah,
we never determined how that worked because it doesn't really.
I mean, we're determining that now.
Okay, he's just gonna put it in his pocket.
Come with me, Frank. We're going somewhere.
So
You're naming it Frank?
Give me a
earlier
belt.
you said we
Give me a
have to
belly.
speak with the guild master. What's that about?
What'd you say?
I said earlier you said we'd have to talk with the guild master. What's that about?
Well, given that we're a rather small guild, I mean, not in size. This is a very nice place. We're still working on it. Lots of
Yes.
lots of broken stuff that happened because when we originally kind of ran out the cult, it was they weren't happy about it. You ever been to like a foreclosed on home? How the door's always smashed in? It's kind of like that.
Oh,
But
the
anyways.
copper's gone. Air conditioner's missing.
There's shit
fucking-
all over the walls.
There's shit on the ceiling.
Basically, when Housing Authority kind of ran them out, they were not happy. They were not happy. But, we take what we can get, and this is a nice haul. But anyways, the Guildmaster, you see, the Guildmaster, since we're a small guild, we only got like maybe 30 people in it. Most of them are entrants like me or you. Then we got a couple of journeymen, and then we got the master and the officers up there. That's the group you saw before. Lear's one of them. He's a liaison. But anyways, the reason is the master likes to meet every potential recruit. And there are a few things that we do require of our members. There are certain skills that we really like, and honestly, if it looks like we're going to have to be pulling you out of the fire way too much because you really aren't cut out for adventuring, we have to kind of get a little bit of an evaluation done before we start spending a ton of resources trying to keep you alive. No offense, just it is a business. So he likes to get a good look at everybody who comes up and likes to evaluate them, I mean, if we were sending kids out there, kids who had never set foot in the real world and were terrible at climbing out of holes and swinging across pits and stuff into pyramids, we would spend all of our time trying to rescue them from said pits and pyramids.
So us.
And that costs a lot of money.
Probably just gonna leave Chanel at the table and piss off out of here.
Piss off out of here.
He's gonna go find everybody else. See what everybody else is up to.
Damien's upstairs somewhere.
Oh. I thought he's out here.
Nope, sorry. He's upstairs with Lear somewhere.
Okay, well, he's gonna go where their ghostly visage was, and then go over here to Lion.
Ghostly visage?
Yes.
You see Lion talking to Peony at the table, and Peony seems to be explaining to him. Sorry.
As Berg runs up on me, I draw my sword like, fuck.
That's probably a bad thing to do in here.
He backs up and goes, "Oh, actually, drawing your sword and pointing it at someone, most everybody just kind of looks at you. They don't really seem to be intervening anyway. And in fact, you hear one person go, "Oh, is there gonna be a fight?"
Do a flip!
These
Berg,
people look
the
at
fuck?
him.
Well, why are you running up on me like that?
Well, I walked, but
Yeah, he walked.
No, he moved 210 feet.
Well, we're not in initiative, so I just moved. It wasn't in a straight line.
Yes.
I couldn't have run that.
That's true.
Okay, so he hustled.
You saw me hustling all around the room and then ending up next to you.
See me hustling. See me hustling.
He's doing the cat crazy time run when they run around in the middle of the night for no reason.
Okay, so I was speaking with forgetting her name.
Peony,
Peony?
Peony.
Yeah. Like the flower.
I was just speaking with Peony here about guild membership.
Yep, it's a pretty swell thing.
And your thoughts on the matter?
Well, be honest, I'd probably save money in the long run.
Yeah, it doesn't cost that much. I mean, honestly, if you consider that you're going to be diving into these things anyways, that's something. Oh, I should mention one last thing. Now, we are a guild, and we do help each other out. She says she sets the book over there a little bit. Probably more over here. So, while most of your treasures that you find in your adventures will be completely all yours, anyone that require like guild assistance or require like a large amount of coordination because that it was probably a high level job that was passed directly from the guild master himself and offered to you, those ones will probably require a small percentage of the gains out of it. Don't worry, you still get most of it. Just how guilds work. Business.
This is just ones where the guild has to get involved.
Well, the guild's always involved, but it's the ones where it requires special guild attention. Like if someone tells you to go kill like the what's an example? If someone tells you to go kill the king of Olar, which we don't really handle those kind of guilds to begin kind of calls to begin with. But if someone were to say that, then clearly that's going to go by the guild master, and if he does approve it, he's probably going to only hand it to certain people. And it's probably going to have a huge reward, because I can't imagine us taking a job like that without it being the most expensive thing. In that case, the guild would take a little bit of a percentage simply because it's such a high-profile thing. But in other cases, when you're going to go raid caves and stuff because some local merchant got attacked on his way to Coucheth, in that case, you would just keep your reward, and you would just pay us monthly dues, as normal.
Well, Berg heard them talking about the free room and board stuff and safe houses and all that, so he chimed in like, well, we're going to spend easily more than that on a place to stay and meals for the month.
Not to mention stabling and taking care of the horse and equipment. Plus, much easier to find a job.
All right. That settles it. I'm in.
Yeah, might as well.
No, right. He says.
Figures, I'm going to be the last one to sign it.
All right. Well, that's great to hear.
Diddled by half-elf guy.
Damien, I didn't know Lear was Catholic. Why'd you have to do this to us?
Hey, kid, going to buy some magic?
You want to know why they call me Lear?
Why would they call him Lear?
Does that lower your defense?
That is funny. I was going to say because I like to stand outside of schools and look at the children. But anyways,
he leers.
Younger, but I keep getting older, but they say the same age.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, "All right, that's really good to hear. Let's see." She kind of looks over to like what looks to be a small hourglass of some sort that seems to be filled with some kind of liquid. And she goes, "Oh wow, it's getting about to be about the 5th hour, and that's when we're probably going to close the Great Hall down, anyways, because most people are going to be out of here by then. And so it is. About that time, go ahead and meet us upstairs, and I'll come and see if I can grab the thallion. There was a little bit of an incident earlier. Someone had gotten into the treasury a little bit, and that's bad. But I'm sure he's done by now."
Oh, great. Now we get to go upstairs, too.
Let's all go upstairs. Anyways, gotta close that. Closing that map. Getting another. Gonna destroy AJ's computer.
Woo! No, one more will destroy it forever.
Here it comes. The bane of AJ's computer.
Holy barrels of tables everywhere. Wow, it may destroy mine.
What are those?
Mesas.
Torches.
Those.
Like candelabras.
Practice dummies.
Oh, but they have little flames, and they're next to a desk, obviously, because there's a book. I think they're candles.
Flaming practice dummies.
Oh. That's pretty fancy,
those are candelabras right there. That's actually an altar.
Oh.
Oh no.
There's still a cult. Now they just charge you for it.
Well, it is a guild.
Yeah, this is like Heaven's Gate. No, this is Heaven's Gate because those are the bunk beds. We all got to put on our blue jumpsuits and drink the punch. Because
wasn't it Kool-Aid? Is that where that comes from?
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
That was Jamestown.
Oh,
Jamestown. They spiked Kool-Aid with
yeah, that was Heaven's
bad
Gate
stuff and killed everybody.
Yeah, it was Heaven's Gate.
No, that was Jamestown.
Oh, what's Heaven's Gate?
Okay,
I thought
if
that
you
was the
say
same
so.
thing.
But I know.
maybe there was like
No,
Heaven's Gate was the
different.
cult.
Heaven's Gate was a different
Jamestown
kind of
was the
cult.
location.
Yeah. Jamestown was also a cult, but it was a communist cult.
No, Heaven's Gate's the one where they drank the Kool-Aid
was-
and wore the tracksuits and stuff.
They definitely wore tracksuits. I don't know if they killed themselves with Kool-Aid or if they killed themselves with a chemical cocktail. But Jamestown is the one that famously spiked the Kool-Aid and drank it and killed over 1,800 people. In a colony over in Guyana, I think it was. Down in South America. It is also the only time a congressman ever died in the line of duty because he actually flew down there and they attacked the plane and killed him. And that's when they actually drank the Kool-Aid. But the term drinking the Kool-Aid comes from Jamestown. It predated Heaven's Gate. It also predated Solar Temple, which was another one of these things. You may be wondering why I'm so well researched on the issue of fucking cults. Well, I don't know. I spent a lot of time on Wikipedia. But yes, these are things. Anyways, you guys come upstairs. And, well, y'all still can't see the map?
Nope.
No maps for anybody? That's
Tokens, but no maps. Not yet.
Mine just popped up.
Look, there's TD. He gets second billing. That's not bad.
Waiting.
Hey, third billing's okay too. Oh. But Berg, though. There we go.
I devoted a lot of time and effort to actually getting that one thing done to the point where I kind of forgot to populate a hell of a lot of these maps. I made the maps, I just forgot to populate them. But it's okay. It's getting close to closing time for the guild anyways, for everybody to go home and get the hell out of our hall.
Don't we get to sleep here?
Yeah, they do. So, Lear and Tamian over there. The guild members sleep here. Not everybody. Not everybody who was downstairs was a guild member.
A lot of them weren't.
Yeah, a lot of them were just people who walked in. There's, you may not have heard, but basically, Peony basically kind of explained that not everybody who comes in here to get jobs are guild members. It's just because or I guess it was Tamian heard it, but because because the guild basically has the clout and receives the jobs, the people who belong to it often get first pick at them. So, and also because the guild will take down a notice if one of the guild members is basically taking that job for themselves.
They want to lock tokens too. Before a line starts spinning right around. Like a merry-go-round.
Oh shit, I can say it. Oh shit, it's not responding.
Like a merry-go-round, right round, round.
I forgot Peony actually had a token. I like her new token better. The elfling.
Someone left their creepy looking dagger on this table.
Called a Chris.
Okay. That is good.
All right. So Wordsworth, the way you guys came up, you went up this stairway and came around the corner. And by the way, this is a balcony. It looks down there. The whole area is one room. Just, yeah.
And this?
That is a big statue of a person with weird wiggling wings holding a sword.
I want to take the sword.
The sword is much too big and is made of stone. It is not
Yeah.
dark.
But it could do bludgeoning damage.
It could. So it's a rock.
Berg, use that sword.
Anyways. So as you guys walk up here, you kind of see like you see the same group of people from before standing over here. They all seem to be talking about something in front of this door that seems to have all the stuff in it, including large piles of money that you're not supposed to know about. Yep. You also happen to see somewhere nearby, you see Tamian and Lear, and Dee Dee, of course, sitting at a table over there. Dee Dee is nice and happy, laying on the rug. You guys are almost a little bit late, as one of the members seems to start going off this way. And as he does, you see Peony kind of like scampering a little bit faster than before, and she says, Hey, Thalion, wait! He comes back and he says, Oh, what's going on, Peony? Have you already cleared everybody out of the lower hall? Yeah, they're all gone. And Rustic, you see what standing nearby this man named Thalion. He almost appears to be a man from another world named Orion, I suppose. But I'm sure you've all seen that picture before. But he is basically dead. Well, if my pictures will load as well, be all right. Well, I'm sure you've already seen his picture. Point being, you see a very, very, slender but very well-built man who seems to be in a very light set of armor. On his back, he has a large bastard sword. Hand-and-a-half sword, a little bit longer than a long sword, but not quite like your great sword there, Lion. Next to him, you see a small, diminutive figure, a dwarf, who seems to be very heavily outfitted in armor. Looks a little bit like this. He's also carrying a spiked shield, similar to the one in the picture. The dwarf speaks up and says, well, at least someone around here can do their job. Celeste, the woman you met before, whom Lear actually referred to as both Celeste and Bewley, he kind of looks over and kind of like, just kind of gives him a very, very disapproving stare. And Peony actually speaks up and says, hey, she starts beckoning you guys over, which I assume you guys will follow her, if you still are following her.
Yep.
Okay. And so she'll go, Thalion, these three guys, they want to join the guild. I did good. I recruited them. And Thalion says, oh, do they? Have you seen up there? Do you think they're quite guild material? I mean, we can't be hiring people off the street now, can we? He seems to be very well spoken. He's very articulate, but he has a certain bit of green to being a leader. Almost as while this is happening, as Peony ran across the room and started speaking, Lear would have looked up and noticed that a large group of you had come upstairs and were, following Peony, and she was meaning that you guys were meeting the Guildmaster. And he would sit here and tap on the table to get Tamian's attention and kind of point over there and say, all right, it seems something is occurring. Come with me. Let's go see what this is all about.
I can't do anything.
What do you mean?
It's still not because of the dwarf.
Well, you're standing in front of basically quite a few people right now. One of them looks like a tall elven man who has distinct features of being a human. So you can almost every one of you can tell that there's a certain level of similarity between him and Lear. He's definitely half elven. The other person is Celeste, person you met from before, the purple lady, and a dwarf-like figure who's holding a very nice axe that's rather large for his size and a nice spiked shield. Peony seems to be very excited and proud of herself because she seems to have recruited you guys, something that seems to matter to her. And now, Thalion is asking, if you seem capable. If any of you want to interject, you're more than welcome. If you don't, you can just kind of sit there and wait for them to appraise you themselves.
Did Timian kind of catch that as well, or is he just sort of coming up?
Yeah, you catch the latter half. You didn't hear why. You didn't know why they came up here, but then you kind of heard Thalion referring to them, whether they had the skills to be in the guild.
Oh, Timian would be like, "Yeah, we're really pretty capable. We just killed those things in the sewers, right? Lion, the audios.
Those what those things were called?
Yeah.
That was us.
He kind of looks. The man standing behind Peony. He kind of looks. He kind of tilts his head a bit, and arcs a brow and says, "Oh, Otyugs." And he looks back to Rusnik, and Rusnik kind of lays out this very. At least he says, "What do you think, Rusnik?" And says, indicating the dwarf over here, and he still sort of says, "Ah, these whelps killed some Otyugs? I don't believe that in the slightest."
No, we actually helped out Mr. Jan Frau. He's
totally
a
ungrateful
member of the Temple of Bahamut who was actually stuck down there.
Oh, so you had help, huh? Anyways, Celeste.
He was knocked out of the fight.
in the ground. His deity couldn't even help him.
At this point, Celeste
No, I don't want to hear it from you. You didn't help out either.
Yes, I did.
Guys,
at this point, Celeste.
I shot the guy in the leg. What'd you do?
stop arguing in front of the guild, guys.
They're all looking at each other like, oh.
Oh, snap.
Oh god, this bunch of people. Anyways,
They're
Celeste
perfect.
Celeste comes up to Rustic and kind of like gives a nice jab with her much smaller sword, but still about as large as Thalion's, and kind of like sets the point of it onto Rustic's foot. At which point he goes, "Ah, what are you doing, lady?" And she would go, "You will watch your tongue in front of our guest. Do not make our guild look bad." He's like, I need a drink. What's this all about, Peony?
Oh.
Peony's like, well, they want to join the guild. And honestly, this guy's got a lot of armor on. This guy's really big. This lady...
With him.
This guy came from the forest.
Yeah.
So I think they could be a really good benefit to our
He came
guild.
from the forest.
That's true.
She's not
That guy
wrong.
has a lot of armor. That guy's big. That lady. That guy came from the forest.
And he's like, oh, well, I guess those are some startling credentials. For most of you. Well,
It's kind of getting very kind of upset. Little upset. Very upset.
Berg whispers in your biker. And you're now happy. I'm joking. In any case, he goes, oh, well, those are quite some credentials. Perhaps, well, if they truly did take out a Note-Yug, maybe perhaps they can be of use to us. But we're not mercenaries. I mean, do they... well, perhaps it's better that we handle this ourselves. And noting that, still kind of hop up onto this chair and kind of sit there. She seems to be really excited. Lear kind of speaks up as well, and he says, oh, yes, Stallion. For what it's worth, I would like to introduce you. These are the individuals I told you about. They assisted us in getting into Tower. Oh, well, that changes things then. Very happy to meet you all. You did us quite the service in helping Lear get into the castle.
I'm sorry.
Not lying. Not lying. Lying is an ugly word. Lying indicates that someone's being malicious or withholding information to clearly put someone at a disadvantage. This was to the advantage of all. This was much different.
Well, he seemed like a pretty decent enough guy, and it seemed important to him. It wasn't any problem.
Rustic says, him? Decent? Where have you been, kid? Under a rock your entire life?
No. Well, I mean, for a little bit, when I didn't have a house. But
this is wonderful. Peony, you let a damn rock get in.
Hey,
I look forward to killing this guy.
You would be hard-pressed to try.
That's why I said I'd look forward to, rather than I'm going to kill this guy.
Suddenly you get charged by a million fucking dwarf ancestral techniques and you die. He gets under you and explodes you from within. I'm joking. Anyway, Lear steps up and says, Rusnik, calm yourself. I'll have you know that despite my exterior, I happen to be quite the charmer and quite capable, as you well know, he says as he holds up a card. You guys don't actually see the face of the card. You don't know what he's holding up. But Rusnik seems to go, well, you know. And seems to kind of pipe down for a second. And Lear very quickly shuffles the deck once again. Anyways, Stallion says, alright guys, quiet down. So, seriously though, you guys are all looking to join in our happy family?
Well, I was definitely thinking it'd be an interesting, a good idea. It seems like a pretty good thing to have available, from what Lear was telling me and Puny.
It'd definitely be mutually beneficial.
Absolutely. After all, a guild is simply a large number of adventurers coming together in order to help each other. It's exactly what it's meant to be. Beneficial, that is. Well, I'd be happy to have you, but I do want to make sure that you're not just coming in to get your lifeline, because, believe it or not, that does happen. There's a lot of people who want to be adventurers these days. Lots of things are happening, but if you're going to careen yourself off into the dead marshes, you can do that without our help. But if you prove to be capable, I wouldn't mind having you hang around. So, I guess we'll get right to the nitty-gritty. You all seem to be fairly capable in combat. Maybe except for that one over there. And that one. I see that you have a shield, kid, but can you use it?
Oh, yeah, I can use the shield fine, but, I can also, I can turn into a wolf, I can heal people, I can have Dee bite people, I can use flames, I can do some things. I'm still kind of figuring it out, because my dad, my father basically taught me everything there is to do it while I was sleeping, but it's still coming to me. It's, I'm learned.
As you continue speaking, Celeste steps forward and says, Stallion, let me handle this. And he looks over and says, okay, just take it easy on them.
Oh, shit!
And Lear says, oh, wonderful. This will be quite the sight to see. And Rustic says, you've gotten into it now. You're gonna get your ass kicked, kid. Well, Dalian kind of shuts him up a bit and says, oh, come now. Celeste, do keep in mind that they are simply trying to try out for the guild. Understand? And she says, I will do exactly what is expected of me. And she draws her sword.
Oh.
Alright, I need battle music now.
Is this actually happening? Oh, she's now a ghost.
Ha! She's defeated.
Oh. She draws her sword and she...
Fighting all of us, or is this only against Damien out of curiosity?
No, she's about to say something. She'll say, alright, all of you, I want you to treat me as if I were an enemy. Now, as this is a mock battle, let's try to abide some common civility. And at that moment, Peony climbs up on the table and says, "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!" And Thalion, of course, and Rusnik are standing back watching. Rusnik, goes somewhere, grabs a drink, and comes back. This has got to be fun. Also, Paramount sent me a cease and desist order.
And Berg, you're so surprised at this. I was like, I knew this ship was coming.
How dare you?
What's going to happen is, like, Peony's going to stand up on the table, and when she Shelly fights, she's like, alright, what we're going to have is a clean fight. Don't run away, or you're probably not going to get in guilt. Also, don't you run away, Celeste, because that would look pretty embarrassing. But anyways, let's have a nice clean fight. Let's not kill each other. Maybe we can just kind of hurt each other just a little bit. And don't go until I say so.
He said so, go!
Thalion's kind of crossing his arms at this point. All of you have a moment to ready any weapons you would like to produce.
Add my sword on my shoulder, unless we were at a table.
That's fine.
Swar.
Does casting a spell count as readying a weapon?
No.
Not even produce.
Although you could do that, but you kind of get the idea that maybe that might be a little.
Okay.
You'd be getting a head start, which honestly at this point may not matter. But we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
2 seconds later, we're all dead.
I knew they weren't the quality of people we need in our guild. Anyways, so she sits there and she kind of has this. It's a very nice sword. It's almost like a bastard sword, kind of like what he has, what Thalion has, except it has a noticeable difference. It's only a single-edged, very long, straight sword. For those of you who are more scholarly, like Shanoa probably Shanoa and Tamian, and maybe Berg and Lion, depending on their appreciation of martial weapons, it has a distinct, almost Ashen Coast feel to it. It's very exotic, but it also doesn't quite look like it's something from there. It looks like it's almost a hybrid of 2 different types of weaponsmithing. She also happens to be what almost looks to be very lightly armored. As you saw her picture before, it doesn't look to be a very heavy type of armor, which kind of gives any of you who are more martial-minded an insight into what kind of character this is. And almost like that, almost in that instance, Peony says, "Go!" And then it begins. And it's not your turn, it is hers. Goes first.
Shucks.
She charges Shanoa.
She holds her sword up, and she sits there and poises and says, "Take the first shot, any one of you."
And then Tamian is like, "Man, I am the first one to take a shot."
Should we be trying for non-lethal damage, or...?
If you end up killing her, you will most certainly be murdered by everybody else in this room.
I think there's not much of a chance of that, judging on the situation, but
Now, keep in mind, while I'm saying that she's very skilled, she's not invincible. Could definitely be operating on the assumption that maybe you shouldn't kill her unless you would intend to kill her.
Right. Alright.
Non-lethal it is. -4.
If we were going by Nick's things, it would be, oh man, suddenly you just swing with so much fury like you were trying to take the top off of him. And you just kill him.
Tamian casts Produce Slate. And I don't have an effect set for it. Well, basically it's 2 uses.
Yeah, it's a throwing weapon, right?
Yeah, I can use it either as a throwing weapon or a melee. Basically, melee touch attack or thrown. Yeah, I'll
Well, if it's thrown, you would just be using ranged attacks.
Mm-hmm.
As you throw this ball of fire at Celeste, she just stands there, almost as if she was almost assured that it would not touch her.
Oh.
It just sails right past her, and she looks at you with the same cold eyes that she's been staring at the entire group with.
I hope she at least ducked out the way.
Lear just looks over and says, "Don't be discouraged. That's just how she is.
Okay.
Keep it up."
Timian will 5-foot step, probably this way. And he'll tell Dee Dee to go get her.
Go get her, Dee Dee. And everybody you forgot to tell her that was your pet, and they just think it's a wild rabbit dog and murder it.
No.
Sure. And he's like, "Oh shit, a dog got in."
That'd be stupid.
No, it's your turn. You did not draw a weapon.
Matter agitation.
Matter agitation.
And then, I mean, hey, I don't think that has a save.
I got
do
something more
10
fancy.
years damage.
Well, grease. Maybe I'll drop her on her ass. Show her some humility. Not
Maybe.
this is not in character. Daniel doesn't talk like that.
Want to do that or entangling ectoplasm? It's the only thing I'm not sure which one I want to go. Or grease and then set her on fire next turn.
God.
Be like, bitches, don't think I have a fucking whatever. I'll show you fucking whatever.
I'll show you a fucking whatever.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, I might have to go for that. So I'm going to cast Psionic Grace. Let's see here. On my character, and no, there we go. It goes right there.
Oh, it's in the fire, so she's already on fire.
It's on the floor.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh.
Did you cast it on Berg, then douse Berg in flames and have him just run up and hug her? You'll die before I do.
Hopefully.
Let's see. I can never remember how this works. So is it the
A grease spell.
Balance
Covers
check
the
or
thing.
the
Any creature in the area when the
reflex?
spell is cast must make a successful reflex save or fall.
okay,
So please roll your reflex save onto her from the spell. She succeeds. She stands upright, almost as if she did not have any problem whatsoever.
oh,
She's maintaining the same stoic expression as she did when Tamian threw a ball of fire at her, and it conveniently landed in the torch.
you should wait to talk to me. You can set her on fire, Damien.
Oh yeah, huh?
Edie
Sweet.
runs up and says, "Bark! I'm going to get her."
You
And
got
then
nipped.
single-handedly ends this entire encounter with one bite.
That'd be pretty funny. Most critical of bites.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're fucked.
And now she rolled an 8, I think. So that's,
Berg, it's now your turn.
Night Chuck.
Insufficient PP available.
Yes, there are. No, there's not. It's a level 1 spell. I have 14 power points.
Because you put 14 in your power points used.
Oh.
yeah, it's kind of backwards. The
Oh.
left one is the maximum, and the
Oh, okay. Alright. Night Chuck.
Alright,
And
let me work this out a little bit here.
And
Berg gets so huge. He's so huge that he crushes himself with the ceiling and dies.
you can't.
Huh?
If
Yeah,
you're-
again.
No, you
No,
can't.
you actually can't.
If you can't fit, you can't fit. It fails. You get as big as you can get, but you can't.
Now I may need to yell at one of our DMs on Urple then, because he did that to us.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
even says
fuck
it in the
that
thing I
guy.
copied. Yeah, it says, all your equipment, blah, blah, blah. What is that? If your new size is larger, blah, blah, blah. The power doesn't change your speed, blah, blah.
Well, this may be expansion, not enlarged person, which was the other one.
Okay, yeah, that might be it. If insufficient room is available for the desired growth, you attain the maximum possible size and can make a strength check to burst free of any enclosures. If you fail, you are constrained without harm by the materials enclosing you. You cannot crush yourself.
Wow!
Alright,
Wow, he's really big!
alright. I'm going to spend 6 additional power points to manifest as a swift action.
Can't do that. You gotta remember these things, man. You can only manifest up to your level in power points unless you have overcharge. Is that wrong? Shanoa, is that the correct thing? You can only manifest up to in one power up to your level?
I believe so, or something similar to that. I'm pretty sure you can't spend augment it, assuming that's what he's trying to do.
His power can, if he spends 6 extra power points, which would be 7 in total, he could use
That's
those
what, but it says like augment or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like 6 extra for it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think he can do that then.
You can only spend 3 power points in a single power at your current level.
Oh, that's dumb. Okay.
I told you this like 3 times. Not being mean, just like, yeah, it is dumb because you're low level, but anyways, just try to keep it in mind. In any case, you're very big.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well-
going to be impressive.
Okay, well, I did that.
Now keep in mind, you can only attack.
2 steps away, yeah.
Yep.
So I can hit her from here. I just don't...
Yeah.
And,
But if she gets inside that, you can't.
Right. But I have... Let's see.
Well, shit.
What?
Threw like the cover of my headset off my head somehow because it's held on by magnets.
Where is... Whoops. What am I looking for? Where the hell is that? Where's your BAB on here anymore?
Under combat and in the lower window on the left, kind of at the top of the lower left window.
Okay. So with a
Tony
BAB
says-
plus 3.
You should already have a thing in there.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, don't change your static things. We would need a bonus to these things. Let me see. I'll just apply a large person penalties because they should be exactly the same. Because all it is a size size thing. Yeah, it's the same. Don't change anything in your character sheet. Always use it through effects.
Okay.
Also, I'm removing alertness because you don't have a psycrystal yet.
Okay.
Were you not also psionically focused?
I was.
You may want to apply that because I don't see it on your character.
Oh, I thought I did that when we were back in the tavern. Okay.
Yeah, you may have expended it somehow. But yeah, everything is now situated on you.
Okay.
Alright, you have a move action, Berg.
I have... For some reason I have 2 psionic focuses listed in here for some reason.
There's one for removing it. Right?
It just says level 1 psionic focus, and then psionic focus again. It's two...
You may have accidentally duplicated them. If you drag them to the same spot, they'll do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I dropped it on me, but it didn't seem to do anything. But okay.
Click the button. There you go.
Okay.
Alright, you got it now. Alright, you have a move action, Berg.
Alright. I'm going to... take one step back. Burp. I guess I have to go in between them now. Alright. I'm all big. That's about it.
Tony gets excited. He's like, oh man, you're a real giant now. Wow! Wow! Lion, it's your turn.
Lion doesn't know what to do next to the actual giant Berg.
Charger. Crit.
I'm a charger. Go all out.
You silly, silly person. Oh, that's right. I forget you can't move very far.
There is my charge effect.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it to the other side of her.
Yeah.
Lion, as you run forward and charge into her with your weapon over your head, ready to strike down on her with all the power of the gods, her expression changes. Her eyes suddenly go wide and her pupils constrict and they look directly at you. Her weapon hand shifts downwards and she just answers your charge with a complete and utter counterattack, aiming directly at your exposed side.
Fucking counter charge.
You notice something too. As you close in, there's a small medallion around her neck. It's the holy symbol of Goss.
Oh shit!
I'm freaked out, man.
And as she comes around to connect with this, she shouts, Ki!
I think I just died, guys.
Nice knowing you, Lion.
Well, maybe
Either
she
that or fell
failed.
in love, one of the two.
Why can't it be both?
Let's see. Oh god,
Oh,
she really
oh
did
my
just key out the fuck out of you.
Thanks for not hitting my dog like that, lady.
I don't even know how many dice that is supposed to be of damage.
All of them?
Because she just key-eyed. See if... I actually need to look up the character now.
She goes, Kaioken! Times 3!
Times 1 billion!
And the earth breaks in half and we all die.
Well, the thing is, I think Ki allows you to immediately do a thing, but I don't know if it actually benefits from an actual critical. Or if it does benefit and then doubles up into 1 billion.
I thought we weren't supposed to be killing each other.
She's not. She's gonna smash him in the side and he's gonna go flying out of the room. Or something. If this were a real fight, I just realized that Lion probably would be cut in half. And just would go flying past her in pieces because he was charging.
She must be the thing.
Damn it, Dan Wiki's down. I'm just gonna assume that it doesn't double up, but she does get the crit multiplier from countering you with the power of Goss. So that's 2. So times 3 is what it would be. And I'm not exactly sure how to say that you're going to do subdual damage. Is there a way to do that? I can't remember.
Basically the damage type is non-lethal, so you just...
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to change her thing to non-lethal. There you go. That should take care of it. Let's see.
It was nice knowing you, Lion.
You're next.
Meh.
They're not dead.
Not dead. Only half dead.
Yeah, she got a poor roll. Lion, as she slams you in the side, you feel shunted off, but you still can actually do your attack. In fact, we'll say these connect at the same time. So go ahead and do your attack. If you're doing it non-lethal, make sure you take a -4 penalty.
Oh, it's like one of those samurai movies.
Fuck.
How accurate a comparison, Berg.
Yep. You miss celery. All you gotta do is cut the celery.
So what happens is, Lion, you charge in with this weapon over your head. You swing, and she steps slightly to the side in the middle of this grease, maintains her balance, and just slams you in the side. You feel your actual armor denting inwards. That's how hard it was. The force hit you, the armor hit you, and so did the sword. Did not kill you, but it's enough to take a serious wind out of you and juggle up your insides enough to where you're feeling very fatigued and hurt.
I was rolling earlier before we started, and I was rolling above 10.
You ruined it. You used them all.
No.
Yeah.
What happens is when we start playing, I can't roll for shit.
That's because you used them all already.
Use them all.
No.
Use them all.
No, he's saying it's an on-off switch. When we actually start playing, it switches off.
Yeah.
And he used them all.
It don't work like that, man.
You only have so many good rolls per day. You've used your rolls per day.
Yeah, but what about all the other times I did not roll before the game and still rolled shit?
Oh shit, it's her turn.
It fucking pisses me off.
Don't worry. When we finally have our duel, you'll start rolling good.
Oh! Oh no! What do?
It looked like it hurt a lot, so he's like,
Yeah, no, it absolutely looked like it hurt a lot. Like, for everyone involved, even those who are not martially, inclined, you all kind of go, ooh. Just like, that was a good one. It's like a bunch of amateurs watching an MMA fight. And watching someone get beat literally like one of the most hardest punches you've ever seen. Or takedown. Like half of you are probably like, oh shit, well, Lion's out of the fight. That's it. And Berg and Tamian are like, alright, I win this one. That's a point for me. No, you didn't hit him in the nuts, so it's not half point for me. Let me look at the spell just to make sure she doesn't have to do anything.
Oh fuck, there was a fight tonight, I missed it. Fuck.
Oh, sorry.
damn it, Sean.
Look,
You 5 footsteps over here, just having slammed him in the side, and as he starts to teeter a little bit to one side, she moves over as if she's walking with him.
No balance check.
5 footsteps don't require it, I don't think. Because she didn't use a move action. It says in order to move through it, you have to make a balance check. But she moved 5 footsteps out of it. Which I would say that wouldn't require it. It'd be good if she was like in a corridor and she was over here. Because then she would have to do it. But in this case, no. She steps out of it, and she meets Lion as he starts hobbling over to one side. Maybe with his sword down at this point, because he just got a really heavy strike to the side there. And she moves up and she chokes up on her weapon. You see one of her hands like going farther down to the bottom and one going way up to the hilt. Almost as if she's getting ready for a very powerful swing. And then she comes down on Lion.
she's giving you the push-pull.
Completely overhead, coming down on your shoulder on one of your pauldrons. Woo! But she misses. You manage to kind of just slightly get out of the way, like, ding, and it kind of just glances off your pauldron. She kind of looks up to you with same sullen, very unhappy, disciplined eyes. She's coming for you, Lion. And die. Damien, you saw Lion get really heavily smashed. And it's everything in his power just to kind of teeter out of the way.
See here, what do you? Still moving a bit. That. And he'll give another try with his little fireball.
What's their range increment, by the way?
120 feet.
Oh, wow. That's a really nice fireball. Whoosh. You just toss it and it just aims correctly all the way through. But, yeah, no, you throw it at her. And this one, kind of goes wide again. She's sitting here completely focused on Lion. She's not even paying attention to you, if only because she feels like your aim is very off.
I'm not very good at that. Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll say like, Didi, like go there before you bite her this time, because that stuff is slippery.
Alright, since apparently the only way to do damage is through
Unavoidable damage. Yeah.
There was a
Matter
specific instance.
agitation.
No, there was a well, you don't have a laser. You can't talk about not doing damage. It's just that lion kind of charged into what was unfortunately a very large trap.
I have laser, but it's not very good.
He walks up and says, I want to get a chunk out of this.
Take a bite out of that crime of Lion getting his ass beat. Oh,
Missed.
he's really much better than this, guys.
Berg. Berg. You saw Lion get the ass smacked out of them when everybody's trying to compensate and they're not.
I did.
I'm gonna be right back.
Alright. Would have been really great if you had Stomp right now, right?
Well, except that knocked everybody in front of me over. That was what?
That's true.
What was that? 25 to there?
I'm kind of putting everybody in positions on the thing.
I was still kind of moving.
You're right. You're right here. That was 20.
20. Alright, is that chair considered treacherous ground?
For someone your size, absolutely. It's a little bit smaller than one of your feet.
Okay. So can I squeeze through here?
You're going to need to move along these center points because you're a huge person.
Okay.
Or a large person.
Alright.
There you go.
I'm gonna move over there.
That's 25.
So finishing double move is somewhere in between those two. There. 25, 35, 40. Okay, puts it right there. Wham.
Lion, it's your turn. You look to your opponent. She's staring at you still, her sword held directly out in front of her. The two people behind her just have their arms crossed. One of them's drinking out of a mug. He's grinning very, very toothily. The other person is just sitting there like they're sizing up your fight. Then one looks over and sees Berg edging around them and says, Whoa, big guy, we're not part of this fight.
You're in my way. No, he's not gonna say that.
Suddenly the guild descends upon you, all 5 of them, and they murder you.
No, he's actually, you're kind of in my way, if you don't mind.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Yeah, when he goes for the hamstring.
Alright, so try this again.
Credit.
Non-lethal, by the way. Yeah, should stop trying to do non-lethal.
She, as you swing, like come down on her with your sword, she just kind of like moves her sword back into position and parries it out of the way, preparing for her next attack.
Also, you'll have the charge thing.
That wouldn't have mattered.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'll take it off. I was just making sure that wouldn't have mattered. Sorry.
I know.
All right.
Actually, if anything would have helped me hit her.
That's true. Alright. Lion, you get a move action.
Just gonna use a free action.
That's fine. She holds her sword up in front of her face. And then executes spin. And as she's in the spin, swinging, she swings the sword out in front of her and shouts, Sky! Again. Spin goes in a radius from behind her in this square, then to Dee Dee, and then to Lion.
Whirlwind Ki.
Damn.
Hold on, DD has an AC of over 18?
Yup.
Damn. Shit. DD, the
Okay.
underdog.
But I have to use that also against the Lion, because she only gets one attack roll. It hits Lion.
So that's
Unfortunately-
no Lion.
Lion is the
Hell,
one
her
who gets
AC,
Ki.
AC so that high?
That's her attack roll, not her AC.
No,
Oh, DD's, yeah. DD's is crazy. I don't
DD
know.
gets 2 extra natural armor and extra dexterity, which brought up her dexterity enough to give her more dodge armor. And she has the bracers that I gave her.
Christ.
Yes.
There knows need to fear. DD is here.
Oh, wait.
Ugh.
It didn't do... Hold on. It didn't do the crit damage. She gets one more roll.
Well, he isn't dead.
Lion, at this point, you are feeling very, very wheezing. You're just like, You just feel like you've been bruised all over on one side.
And I'm not dead.
No, you're not
Still up
suffering
and
lethal
running.
wounds.
So I'm just going to put this out there. The very fact that I've taken 2 Ki strikes and I'm still standing should be plenty for these guys.
She's not. She's, to be fair, she's also not a character who is spec'd for criticalling, because I actually like organic building of my characters. Not this. I can be a crit master.
I
Can
can
I
have
stand
infinite
there?
Psy crystals and followers.
You can. It might be treacherous depending on what happens, because you'll be standing on a chair.
Can I shove the chair out the way as I 5-foot step over?
Yeah, that's something you can do.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do me a favor. It's because it's going to be something that you're just moving the chair. Here, let's see.
Yeah, I'm just bumping it with my hips as I move over.
Nope, it's actually one full set apparently. you just gotta like shove the whole thing, I guess.
Blam.
Fuck
Ah!
you, table.
Damn it.
Alright.
Now the table's in my way. Fuck.
Let's see. But you just gotta pretend the table is not there.
Hold on, I got an idea.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
I also have a token for a knocked over table.
You have a token for knocked over that guy.
Do I have a thing for that? I don't have a thing for that. So the chair is just going to have to sit like that, like it was always there to begin with. But we'll just kind of tilt it a little bit to make it look like it got pushed out of the way.
Alright. In Druidic, he'll be like, D, get on the other side there. And keep trying at her. And he will pull out his club, his shillelagh, and he'll ready an attack for when Dee Dee gets on the other side over there.
Hold on, let me see something. So you're getting your club there?
Yeah. Shillelagh club.
Get attacked.
What? Huh?
Oh, no, excuse me. I was reading the wrong thing. I was reading retrieve a stored item, but no, draw a weapon is not. My bad.
Right.
My bad. Okay. You draw your club. You get ready to fight. Start tapping on your shield. He looks at you strangely, and then continues to beat that shit out of the lion.
Low, low.
I didn't skip Dee's turn, right? Okay, that's right. Shnoa beat Dee Dee. Okay. Matter at
Birding her.
Why is she beating me up? So far, the only person that's done any damage is
You're
Noah.
Gus, bro.
She doesn't know that though. Well, actually, I guess you would because it's all over my freaking armor.
Yeah.
He's like, Bark.
Demon
Bark,
Jack,
bark.
go!
Oh
shit, son.
What?
Oh shit, son!
What? What's going on?
I readied an
Critically
attack
hit.
for when I readied an attack for when Dee Dee got in a position with my Shillelagh.
I gotcha. Go ahead and roll your hand.
Well, whap.
Oh, okay. Well, you just did lethal damage to her. Now everybody's gonna kill you.
No, she said to treat it like she was an enemy.
They also said, hey, let's not kill each other here.
Oh, well, then no, I didn't know that was a thing. Because how was it?
Everyone's talking about lethal damage. How did you not know?
Pay attention, Diablo.
I even asked.
All right, well, if we take 4 off of that,
It's a critical
probably
hit.
doesn't
It's not
confirm.
gonna matter.
Yeah, it probably doesn't confirm though, right? With a 13.
For a crit,
That'd be 13.
that would be a 17. So we take 4 off that. It wouldn't confirm. No.
Okay, so how do I have Dee Dee also do that then? Because I think that's a separate thing.
What do you mean?
Like a separate trick or something, isn't it? Have Dee Dee try to do non-lethal?
Yeah, I guess you could just tell her not to hurt her, try to restrain her or something.
Oh yeah, I can use it as a push action. Alright, right. So I will push Dee Dee to not do that. Or, I don't remember how that goes, but I think I can... Yeah, I can... I don't remember exactly. Let me pull it up.
Try not to kill her as I slowly roast her.
Yeah, the fuck?
The slow
Yeah, that's
burn.
true. Technically,
How
you're
am I
also
supposed to
doing
do-
lethal damage.
How am I supposed to do non-lethal with a fireball? I guess I miss. That's how I do it. I just assumed she'd be like, okay, it's enough, and then I'd heal her.
Yeah, I assume that with.
What do you think this is? Some kind of RPG game?
Yeah, I tried that with Tariel and I fucking killed her. It didn't
You're gonna
work.
beat her to death. It didn't work.
Oh, I can't get to D&D right. That's right. Because it's not working. Alright,
Why do you think I've been taking 4 off my rolls, dude?
Well, anyways, let's go with this. So you hit her in the shoulder and broke her shoulder.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit.
I was really determined.
All of you get thrown out on the streets for lethally attacking the person you were having a non-lethal duel with.
Oh. Well, do it.
You actually should know that, at the very beginning, just I'm gonna boil her to death.
She can dispel it before it reaches that critical temperature.
That's true. He
but
can't. He just decided to slam her with a club lethally. I could not kill her at the critical time. No, that doesn't work that way.
The critical time is now. Fuck.
So, I mean, yeah, I clearly misunderstood things. So, am I just gonna not confirm this, or is it gonna are we gonna stick with this?
I mean, it's done, man. It's now Dee Dee's turn. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, there was a lot of opportunities for this not to be a thing.
Well,
Let's see what happens. What?
I don't want to fuck up the whole group's thing just because.
That's D&D, man. So anyways, it's now as you kind of get a really nice shot on her and hit her in the shoulder. There's actually an audible, popping sound as her shoulder dislocates, and while you can't actually see it or hear it, it's been shattered pretty well to the point where she's like ah. And she lets go of one end of her weapon with that arm, and she starts kind of holding onto it a bit. Valiant at this point is like, whoa, what's going on here?
Tinian's like, huh? I'm sorry, did I hit you really hard?
It looked like you were going for the kill there, kid.
Well, I thought we were supposed to fight like she was an enemy.
That's an expression, kid. And you over there, I don't know quite what you're doing, she says as he points to Shanoa, but just make sure it's not murdering people.
Well, yeah, Tamian would, if we have time now, tell Dee Dee to stop, because things have obviously gotten a little out of hand.
At this point, she's kind of like, just give me a moment. I can still fight. Thalion's like, I don't really think that's a good idea, Bewley. I mean, this might be this might be a bad thing. I mean, hold on a second. He sits there and he kind of looks at her shoulder and says, Rusnik, go get me the bandage. And he's like, fine. But
let me heal you, please. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was gonna hit you that hard.
Everyone looks at Berg and says, stop. Faces.
Are we out of fighting?
Huh?
Are we out of fighting and such?
I would hope so. If you try to fight somebody, you're gonna get murdered.
No,
they'll fight back against you as you're an actual threat.
No. I mean, I'm just basically not sure if I should use my overtime or. Yeah, but anyway, Tamian will definitely touch the both of them and you know, probably isn't gonna fix her arm, but he's like, I'm sorry.
So Lear kind of walks up and he's like, look, I'm sure it was just an accident. It clearly wasn't intended. I mean, Thalion's kind of like, he's got a very stern expression while he's kind of sitting here like overseeing this. He's kind of checking on her and stuff, making a few adjustments for things. And says, Bewley, it looks like your arm's broken. Sorry, gal. And she's like, I can still fight. This weapon is meant to be wielded with one hand at times. And he's like, no, I really don't think that's gonna work out. You're gonna need to like take some time to get that fixed. So what's gonna happen is Bewley and Thalion are going to kind of hang over here for a second, and despite her very, very enthusiastic replies that she's very interested in continuing the fight, he's going to say, no, look, we're calling a timeout for now. You guys, Lear, I know they're your company. That's cool. You're welcome to stay the night. Maybe if everything turns out right, we'll maybe look into this maybe in the morning. For now, though, I think we need to call it quits. It's just after evening, and this has kind of taken a very bad turn. So, if you could, Lear, can you show them to the barracks, maybe? Peony, if you can too. In the meantime, I'm going to take Celeste to her room, and Rusnik and I will tend to her injury.
Okay. I'm really sorry.
And that's where we'll end tonight. It's 2 a.m.
Okay.
Alright. So, let's look at what happened there. Damien bludgeoned the fuck out of somebody. That's what happened.
To be fair, I was aiming at her shoulder.
You didn't aim at her shoulder, you just happened to hit her shoulder.
It's still a non-lethal strike, even though if it was meant to be lethal, right?
What if it ripped like her spine out because it's attached to it? You just slam it so hard that it just pulls the rest of her bones out.
Is it?
It's still lethal.
This weird thing is.
It's like saying,
is it ever accidentally possible to kill someone with a non-lethal strike?
Yes.
If you keep hitting them, yes.
Okay.
If you do enough non-lethal damage that it continues over and adds up too much, it will actually kill him.
That's not like something you can accidentally do. Like you're having a friendly boxing match and you fucking.
You can if it's a very, very one-sided match.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's one-sided, but otherwise, no. It's very hard to, but it is possible.
Okay. Damn it! I was getting all over here in position. I was got flanked and bitches and shit.
Bitches and shit.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was just laughing because
I'm like, oh,
Wouldn't have mattered. I would have been out before you got over there.
Oh, Dee Dee could have been over there. Because I could take one more step and I would have been in position to hit her.
Okay. So that's what we're going to call it for tonight, if only because it is about 2 a.m. and I kind of want to try and hold back from doing the thing we were doing previously where we ended up staying here for like hours and hours on end. Which clearly wasn't good for any of us. But yeah, so the situation is this. Tamian has broken all the rules. He is the bad guy. Everybody kills him.
They definitely don't like you in this town now.
Rustic climbs the ladder that is conveniently located there.
Alright, well,
Okay.
if we're going to bed, I'm going to shrink back to normal size.
Yeah.
How do I dispel that?
You just will it to.
There's nothing to click off, is there?
You just will it to. I can remove it.
Okay.
Everybody watches in amazement as Berg sits here and, like, does not eat Chuck or whatever the whole other thing is, and suddenly grows much smaller.
I never knew you had so much into you.
I didn't really think it was gonna hit that hard.
Damien was like, unleash!
Why didn't you do it against that guy?
I really think it was just a fluke.
This whole time, like, Lion's sitting here like, okay, you healed her. Help me!
Help me!
He
like
still has damage.
Coughing up blood. Help me!
He's not coughing up blood, but if he were to take off his armor and show you his skin, it would be all black and blue on one side.
You only punctured a lung. It's non-lethal. You got 2 of them.
Just smashed up all the veins in the exterior layer of the skin.
There.
Knocked the shit out of him.
Spit a shit out of it.
He'll be puking for a little bit as his stomach contents were just pushed up into his esophagus.
Thanks for the free meal.
No, it's fine. Just slow roasting that guy, girl, whatever.
And keep in mind that if that continues, they're going to know you did something. Because they know you did something. You have a dispute for that power.
May want to dispel that.
Just they may not be able to dispel it, but like many good adventurers, they know that the key to dispelling magic and things that people are casting is to kill the caster.
No, may he dispel it.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm mostly joking. It is concentration. I was just saying because it does have a material and auditory thing. So while you're sitting there doing nothing, what you're really doing is holding your hands and going woo.
Yes, awkward dance.
All right, so that's what happened today. Maybe next week we can find a way to say, oh, that was just an odd expression by a calorie, and they'll be like, no.
He just a boy. He didn't know what he was doing.
That's true though. He's not like a fighter. She said fight him like she was an enemy, and he did as such.
And then Peony actually said the rules and said, okay, we're not trying to really kill each other here. And then Damien's like, I'm gonna beat her.
No, he's not trying to kill her. He's just figured he'd hit her enough until she said, okay, we're done.
Yeah,
we were trying to kill her. That's what kill.
No, you should have learned from my mistakes. I tried that with Tariel, and I hit her twice, and she fucking died. I was like, she'll tell me when she's had enough. It's the exact same thing. It was the prove yourself thing, and I fucking murdered her on the second hit.
To be fair, this all would have happened much sooner had Shanoa's fucking plan worked out and she had tried to burn her alive. and then Shanoa would have absolutely been thrown out because she just tried to do something that wasn't a shoulder strike. It was literally a fucking witch hunt.
Alright.
And Lion would have been like, we're not like with her, she's with us. So if you just take her out, that'd be cool. We don't even.
But for real, no fire on anyone. This was not necessarily a bad thing that happened. It was just, well, no, it wasn't the way to go, I guess, if you were trying to have your friendly duel. But I don't want you to feel like this was a bad thing. It's not going to impede your adventures.
Okay.
It may not actually impede your adventuring because it turned out much worse than, much better than it could have been.
Yeah.
Again, had the burning thing occurred, yeah, I'm sorry, this route may have been closed off for you guys.
You might have just saved us.
That may have been an incident in which suddenly she would turn to lethal damage, and then Lion would actually be dead from massive damage.
I didn't get to hit anybody with my giant rat swarm.
Of course, if I would have noticed that, this chick is burning.
Well, it's not evident until like she actually breaks out in the third round or something. I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it real? Is it feasible? Something
as
that
soon as
I
noticed that she's actually getting burned, I would have turned to Shanoa like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that's something Berg would have known happened just from us both being
But they
psionic.
said I looked weak. I need to show them wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything about you. Wasn't that the problem?
Exactly.
Would that not realistically be
nothing,
something
they
I would
said I
notice?
was weak.
Or would I have to make a psionic check?
You would have to make an effort to notice. You would be one of the few people who could notice.
But whoa, hey.
The thing is, and this kind of goes for a lot of people, not necessarily
Holy
just
shit.
you, Berg, but if
Guys.
something like that is happening and it doesn't have a discernible source, like if suddenly someone's getting a little bit hotter, you can't just say, "Oh, I know that's psychic." Sonoa's doing something coincidentally over there, and you probably have an easier roll to make than anyone. You may also have something like Detect Psionics available to you that would allow you to determine that. But when you are making checks and I tell you need something else, it means that there's something else you probably could do or that may be of use to one of you, but you need that to build off that. For example, in this case, you would need to roll Detect Psionics or something, and then actually study it, and you would know that what Shanoa's doing is causing her to heat up. Whereas just seeing it happen is not enough, because all you see is Shanoa dancing around and her getting slightly warmer, which isn't even really a thing that you can really tell unless you're next to her.
If I had a sickle like I originally planned to, I would have cut her arm off.
Yeah,
It's good you don't have that.
Yeah, really.
What did we learn today? Stop trying to murder
Lying is
people.
profitable, and don't listen to people when they say treat me like an enemy.
Listen to people who are setting the rules and kind of understand context.
He understand his context. He came out the woods. He doesn't know how to fight. He just hits things with his club.
I'm sure, like when Agamemnon or whatever you said your father was like, "Hey, I'm going to teach you how to use combat." He didn't say, "Come at me as if you wanted to live," and then he didn't die because you cared for him and you understood that that's not necessarily an acceptable thing to do, is murder your father.
Well, see, I would assume that she again was good enough to handle it, which she is. She isn't dead, and I would assume she'd be good enough to like
You could have
deflect
cut
that
off
kind
her
of shit.
arm. Again, this was an attack so ferocious and so like just wanting to murder someone that one of the alternatives was cutting off her arm.
I have 10 strength. How ferocious could it have been? It was just an odd
that's
shot.
your character just going just swinging with all his power and getting lucky. While her and Lion are over there trading like amazingly flashy attacks that are kind of like just dinging off of each other's armor, not trying to hurt each other. You're over there going, I'm gonna kill her.
10 strength and 9 dexterity.
You raged. You clearly missed your calling to be a barbarian.
I rage.
Tanya is probably gonna start crying. Honestly, like that's what you would do in this situation. Is he'd feel so awful.
Everyone kind of walks a wide berth around Tamian. They're like, oh shit. You tried to kill somebody.
That is not even.
This guy, he's got
What happened?
He's got a mean streak in him a mile wide.
Lear's got your back though. Lear's cool.
Yeah.
But Peony's gonna be like, whoa, he might go for me next. Shit. I'm just a tiny fucker.
Is this bitch about to be like, treat me like your enemy? Probably not. No.
Yeah, but everybody else kind of seemed to understand it was a practice fight.
No,
Or
Tamian's gonna
Natsu.
walk around the room. He's gonna be like fucking what's his name? Rocket Raccoon when he first went to the prison. I'm calling out the shots and shits. This is mine. This is mine. And if you want to get to him, you're gonna have to go through me.
Nope. Amy is gonna go to his room and cry himself to sleep because he feels awful about that.
Suck it up, you pussy.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream then. So I think we
All right,
are done.
We are done.